ain't got no earrings. I got a ring.
It shows that we are live. Thank you all for stopping by and watching us try to hunt a killer here.
Look at all these detectives.
We are going to play detective. We are doing the Moon Summit's mystery, which actually have the actual box, everything in it. Right here.
It looks cool.
There's 6 episodes. I don't know how many we will get done today, but yeah, we're going to see what we can get done. See who killed who and this and that. Y'all want to do little intros? Or
yeah.
Did I lose sound? Oh, okay.
Let's do that.
I forget for a minute.
Who's going first?
Private Dick. That's the only detective here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Private Dick.
Oh,
So what are we doing right now?
Our intro.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mix Kenosha, Private Dick. I ain't always private with my dick, but I try.
I need your water now.
I do my job, and I do my job well. And I will find the perpetrator of this crime, because ain't no bad do this shit.
Oh,
dun, dun, dun.
Bam. She gonna solve the case. Watch out.
I can't even see the case. Huh?
Well, I can't. I'm not following that.
Barrett,
I'll follow.
Okay. I'm not following that. That's somebody else.
Obviously, I'm Detective DL Tillery. And yeah, I'm gonna solve this crime. I already know who did it, so I mean I don't know why these other detectives are here. I'm just gonna let them think they're helping, but yeah. He knows what's going on over there, okay? So I'm just saying. But yes, we're all detectives, and that's who I am.
He didn't do it.
I already figured out who did. Yeah, he didn't do it. He's not even involved.
He's too pretty.
Yeah.
He's not of this world anymore.
Yeah. But we're not doing real intros. Like, y'all know who we are. Maybe you don't. You on DL's channel, you don't know who we are. Like, y'all need to get with it, because
Search
you know, search. Our names are here. I don't know. Well, Private Dick. I don't know. That's not cool. Be careful putting that in. I'm just telling you. On YouTube, you might happen. Don't put that in. I'm just warning you now. Like, listen. But yeah, Mix Kenosha. You did say that, so you can look that up. That'll bring somebody. But you can look us up. We're authors. We all write stuff. You know.
That's not mysteries though. Does anybody write mysteries in this group?
I'm planning on writing a fantasy sci-fi mystery at some point.
Okay.
Well, I'm a mistress of horror, so I mean, I technically write people dying all the time. So technically,
I got a little bit of mystery.
I have a mystery of like who's dying next. You know,
Mix is writing an old western that has a mystery that needs to be solved, but she having a lot of fun.
Everything I write has mystery in it because it's horror. Like, you don't know what's going on. So yes, mystery. Woo. All right, who's next? Who's next?
I'm Public Dick. Barrett Laurie. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. I didn't do it twice, so I'm not a demon. That's okay.
You're not a demon.
I know. If I did it 3 times, though, you'd have to question me. You'd have to get a young priest and an old priest. I'm just telling you.
Oh shit! Then I'm a demon.
Yeah,
don't sneezing 3 times. I'm not blessing you no more.
But so you're public.
I have no experience with catching killers yet.
Yet.
But the night is young.
It is. Look, your hat though. I think you look detective-y. Yeah, I'm not.
Thank you.
Like one of the British detectives, the cool ones that always catch everybody.
I had better hats. My husband was like, "You have better hats for this," and I was like, "Aren't you busy?"
Like, why are you talking right now? Right now is the time for you not to talk. Bye. Don't question my hat. Don't question my hat.
Well, and then he was like, "Are you gonna put pants on?" I was like, "Why? I'm sitting down." So
I know what's going on down there. None of us wearing pants. Okay, we're just detectives, pantsless detectives. There you go.
We were supposed to wear pants?
No, definitely not. It's actually a requirement not to wear pants.
I have a psychic in my pocket who works with me as well. So
is it your
private? Solve that.
Yeah.
I have lollipops too. I'm a sucker for suckers.
Oh, you funny. Look.
You are in some trouble.
I'm
right.
Detective Stewie, yes.
Yes, Detective Stewie is our fearless leader.
Yeah, I'm not used to finding out who killed him. I'm usually the one doing it, so it's a little change of pace, I guess.
Yeah, that's true, right?
Wait a minute, is that a clue?
I don't think I'm a suspect. My name's not Rusty. So
you gotta show a picture. Well, you're gonna show a picture. I'm like, you
So
gotta.
Everybody gonna be like, look, I think we know who did it.
We know who did it.
And that's the person that's usually not. We just gonna say
Telly Savalas is my uncle.
Uh-oh, watch out. Girl, I should have bought my suckers down.
Share screen. Yeah, sure. Here we go.
Who loves you, baby?
Okay, here we go.
Our goal.
Yeah, our goal.
Oh.
In this episode, identify the murder weapon. When you have your answer, go to the contact page on moonsummitcase.net. Type your email address in the form field, and the subject field type the murder weapon you identified based on the evidence in this episode. You'll receive a congratulatory message if you're correct. So that is what we are intending to solve.
So it was Miss Scarlett with the rope in the conservatory.
No, it was Colonel Mustard. It's always him.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. This is our letter we got from Great Investigations, which is the private investigator organization that we apparently work for. I'm not getting paid, but no.
I know my check is
Hey, I got paid. I don't know what they doing with you. I don't go for that though.
Oh, is that how it works? Wait a minute. Why Tillery get paid, y'all?
I do my job. Did I not explain that I'm the one solving this? And y'all just here for the ride. I told you that, right?
I guess.
They paid me already, so.
I want to read this character. Paid.
Is someone gonna read this or?
I think Tillery should. She's getting paid.
Okay, it's like that. All right, hey, I got paid, so I already read it, so I guess I need to read it again. All right, now. Let's see if I can make it out on your screen share. Yeah, it's your side. You controlling it. I'm not 22 no more.
Make it bigger? Or?
Yeah, I guess. Like, it's a little fuzzy.
I can do it with my reader.
You have this shit? You have all this shit. I sent you this.
Yeah.
I read it. Has anybody else got it? I can read it.
That's for everybody else. I got it.
I can fucking read it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Let me zoom it up.
Oh, I can read it now. That was pretty good.
Did you zoom? It's pretty good. All right, who reading it then?
I'll read it. I ain't getting no money yet, but you know.
All right, go for it then. Okay.
Are you reading off from my screen, or you got your own?
Off your screen, so don't move nothing yet.
I'll make sure I scroll with you then.
Welcome to Great Investigations.
Oh.
I'm glad to officially have you on the team. Thank you for signing up. I haven't quite perfected the onboarding process yet, so I hope you're eager to jump right in. We'll call it on-the-job training. Rolling. Okay. There's an assignment I'd like for you to take the lead on. Since my plate is already full and now requests are coming in each day. Needless to say, I'm thrilled there's no lack of clientele vying for my business. If only I had more hours in the day. But that's where you come in.
Dun, dun, dun.
Amy Takahashi. Who is Amy Takahashi?
She didn't do it.
No, that's the friend of the person that died.
I'm not even saying it right. That's
this is who hired us.
Ami Takahashi, a graduate student from Whitlock University in Connecticut, poor thing, recently contacted me for help. She believes her friend Toby Mendia died under the mysterious circumstances. The death was quickly ruled to be an accident and closed. However, I think the incident deserves to be scrutinized further. What's to say that Toby wasn't the victim of a crime? What's to say this wasn't a murder? If these questions still need answers, then the case is worth. There's a thing over it. Blocking. Oh, that's on my screen. Never mind.
I was going to say, it's not on my screen, but revisiting.
I have an obligation to other cases right now, but I don't want Ami to have to wait any longer. Read through her letter that I included, and you'll quickly understand the situation we're dealing with. For now, I've created a shared desktop for this assignment at that address. To log in, use password that. You'll have full access to Deviant Tracker Pro, the main program I use for all my investigative work. In the tools tab, I uploaded several references that might help you research this as research. I'm sorry. There is also a decoder. I love decoders.
Me too.
There's a decoder that came standard with the program. Additionally, you will find a desktop shortcut to Whitlock University portal. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to work with here. There you can access Ami's student account and take a look at whatever file she uploaded. Your job is to look through the materials Ami sent and see if there's evidence to prove that this death wasn't accidental. If there's no proof that Toby was murdered, we won't need to conduct a new investigation. My advice would be to try to find a murder weapon. If you do, send me a message using the contact shortcut on the desktop. Title the message with the type of weapon, and in the message body, you can elaborate on your findings. If nothing suspicious turns up in your investigation, just title the message, "Nothing found," and we'll figure out where to go from there. In either case, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Good luck on your first official assignment, investigator, Michelle Gray.
Nice.
Mishy.
All right. And then we got Ami's letter. Let's see here. There we go.
I can't see this. This is like blue or something.
All right, I can do this one.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Yeah, you can if you want.
To the office of Michelle Gray. I am not sure what the usual protocol is for reaching out to a private investigator, so I am sorry if I am going about this the wrong way. All I know for sure is that I need help, and I'm hoping you're the right person to talk to. I'm a graduate student of zoology at Whitlock University. Well, that's what she needs help with as her major first. I recently volunteered to archive materials from a university-sponsored research expedition that took place in the summer of 2018. Toby Mendia, a fellow graduate student here at Whitlock, had joined the expedition as their photographer. Unfortunately, the trip was cut short. Toby died 5 weeks before the expedition was planned to end. The press release from Whitlock says that he was the victim of an animal attack despite all possible precautions. I took on the job of archiving what was left of the expedition. I think, in retrospect, I was looking for a way to be closer to his memory. To make peace with his passing, I wanted to find anything that indicated Toby was happy in the weeks before he died. What I found instead were dozens of documents that just didn't line up with the story the university had told us. I'd trusted the official narrative, and I'd believed what happened was just a terrible accident. Now I'm not so sure. I've been reaching out over the past couple of months to other members of the expedition, but they've been avoiding my emails and dodging my calls. That is not a good sign. I'd assumed that they were having trouble with the aftermath of it all, but now their complete radio silence now sounds sinister to me. I don't always listen to my gut, but it's telling me that something is deeply wrong. I've included some things from the expedition for you to review in case you see anything that you believe warrants deeper digging. I'm especially concerned with the autopsy, but that might be because of my science background. Some of the materials were digitally archived before I was granted access to the original, so please feel free to use my university portal login, which she gives, and take a look for yourself. Toby was a good friend of mine. He was a brilliant photographer, and he knew how to take care of people. I live pretty far from my family, but he always made sure to include me on holidays, so I never had to spend that time alone. He sounds nice.
Yeah.
The reminder that I won't get to have Thanksgiving in his tiny apartment ever again makes the world a much, much harder place to live in. Whatever happened on that trip, this is the last chance I have to take care of Toby the way he took care of me. Well, Lord, I hope you don't end up dead, Ami. A lot of these materials were difficult to go through, and I honestly don't know how much longer I'll even have access to these documents. I can't do this alone. Will you help, Obi-Wan?
All right.
Too much. I can't.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Why did you do that to me?
I like snaps at the end of my dramatic readings.
Yes.
Okay, so now what do we do? Fearlessly.
What do y'all want to look at next? You want to do the departments?
Is this where we go through like the stuff?
Yeah, we can start going through. We can go to that website if y'all want. We can go through some more of the stuff that's sent that we got in the envelope. So we can go through the department stuff with the people and things.
I mean, I'm going to say that D.L. Stewart is a master detective.
Yeah.
So we're going to let you take the lead.
Yeah, you tell us how you would approach it.
I would say probably go through all of this in case there's more stuff for like online, like other websites or something that we might need to go to, and then do all that stuff later. Okay. Just kind of look at what all they present to us first. Cool. That's what I would do.
Cool.
Kind of go through all the evidence. So here is the Whitlock University newsletter.
Oh, please, let's do this.
Are these suspects? Because I ain't that one over there.
Yeah.
That Phoebe looking one.
This down here is Toby.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't he cute? Cute. Look at him with his little flowery top.
Yeah, and then the other people of the actual university that went on the expedition. This is
all right, I don't trust that Phoebe looking girl. That Phoebe.
Just wait. Look at all the pictures. They coming up. Here we go. Scrolling down.
Yeah, this is February 5th, 2018.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Upcoming department events and dates, midterm, spring break, water horses, the study of seahorse, film viewing, department, barbecue, a flag football tournament.
Well, wait a minute. She mentioned that he died 5 weeks before the thing was ended, right?
Yeah, I think August sometime in 2018.
Yeah, there's a week. Yeah, that's a date.
Yeah, they went in the summer or whatever for
August. I think, yeah.
All right, so
I like Toby.
Toby's cute.
Go West, Conrad, Dr. Wildingham to lead Alaska expedition for elusive ghost lynx. The Department of Natural Science is proud to announce our university's first cross-disciplinary research expedition in almost a decade. Dr. Conrad Wildingham will lead a small team into the untamed territory of Moon Summit National Park, Alaska, in an effort to find evidence of a mysterious creature nicknamed the Ghost Lynx. Moon Summit has graciously permitted the team to set up camp for 5 months in the remote section of the park in an attempt to capture evidence of the lynx. The camp will house both the team and 2 mobile laboratory tents containing all of the equipment they will need for the expedition. All expenses are thanks to the generous research grant donated by the Poughkeepsie, Nature Foundation. The foundation's owner, Jake Atterson, was inspired to fund the expedition after discovering Dr. Whittingham's 1991 dissertation on the ghost lynx. Dr. Willingham was entrusted with the field team selection process. Joining him will be biologist Dr. Nigel Reese, field researcher Emma Clarkson, documentarian Lillian Walker, regional expert Russell Rusty Tudlick, and photographer Toby Mendia. All right, so here's all the pictures of everybody.
There's the doctor.
Dr. Conrad Willingham.
He's a zoologist, and he's the expedition leader.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it said that he selected this team, so he put everybody together. He picked who went. Dr. Conrad Willingham's PhD dissertation set the mammalogy world abuzz in 1991 with claims of a new lynx species coined the ghost lynx, which he spotted during a term in Alaska. While many doubted his claims, he successfully defended his dissertation and earned his PhD in zoology. Despite his desire to return and gain concrete proof of the species, the funding stars never aligned, and Dr. Willingham eventually moved on to other research topics. While teaching zoology at Whitlock, he wrote several books on animal behavior theory His expedition duties will include leading the team, providing schedules and assignments, collecting and analyzing samples, and keeping inventory.
Okay, he probably just saw a regular albino lynx and didn't realize it was an albino and think he found a new animal. He dumb, I don't like him.
Dr. Nigel Reese, or Richie, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I say Reese. I'm probably wrong.
I like Reese.
Richie.
The first member to volunteer for the expedition was biology professor Dr. Nigel Reese. Dr. Reese has spent the past 14 years teaching at Whitlock, in addition to carrying out his own research on mammalian hibernation patterns. He has also mentored countless students during his time at the university. Dr. Reese has not been out in the field in some time, but jumped at the chance to join his friend and colleague, Dr. Willingham, on this once-in-a-lifetime endeavor. His expedition duties will include conducting research, documenting lab data and scientific observations, and providing regular reports.
Mm-hmm. I don't trust him.
Well, wait, you haven't even seen who not to trust yet. Hold on.
He all
you haven't even seen the person that killed him yet, all right?
He's in love with Dr. Conrad, because you ain't gonna get no old black guy out in no damn wilderness camp.
I like how Barrett keeps putting the name up there. Like, listen.
Like, he getting some fun time out of it.
Well, the two of them are in a tent together. Just wait for that part. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Emma Clarkson, field researcher. Whitlock University student may recognize Emma Clarkson's name for several reasons. Not only was she a lecturer at Whitlock for some time, but she has also been featured in several news articles over the years. Her passionate stance on animal rights issues has been known to spark controversy, but Miss Clarkson continues to be a respected member of the scientific community. During her time at Whitlock, she was mentored by Dr. Willingham, which is why he demanded to have her back for this expedition. Miss Clarkson, Miss Clarkson has extensive field experience and currently works as a whitewater rafting instructor in Colorado. Her expedition responsibilities will include collecting, analyzing, and organizing all samples, tracking animal movements, setting up humane traps.
Emma did it.
I'm
not so sure. I got some questions.
Toby Mandia,
She's got field experience and animal experience, and she can make some shit like a bear attack.
Wait until you see Rusty. I'm just
Toby, I'm sorry, baby.
Current photography graduate student Toby Mandia will serve as the team's photographer. Mr. Mandia moonlights as a freelance photographer for regional nature magazines, American Wilds, and hopes to use the photographs he takes on this trip for his thesis project. His expedition responsibilities will include photographing all samples and maintaining the camera equipment and photo database.
He got a picture of something he wasn't supposed to.
Probably.
Bloop.
I'm just saying.
Now look at Lillian. She got that crazy eye too.
Lillian look a little off.
All these people are off. You didn't even get to Rusty yet, and you already telling all these other people. I'm just telling you.
Is Rusty the tall dick one?
Do what?
Is Rusty the tall dick one?
Yeah, Tudlick. That's his last name.
Tudlick, not tall dick. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, tall dick.
It's all the same, Aphrodite.
No, because I wrote tall dick.
Tudlick.
It's pretty much the same name.
One of y'all said tall dick.
That would be Stewie.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The department is thrilled to announce nature documentarian and filmmaker Lillian Walker will be joining the expedition to ensure that any and all discoveries are preserved in video form. Miss Walker captured the imaginations of the world with her 1996 series Mother Earth, which earned numerous awards and accolades. In recent years, her attention has moved more towards the underground art house scene, but Miss Walker is excited to get back to her roots in capturing the wonder and joy of nature's secrets. Her expedition responsibilities will include recording video and audio of all parts of the expedition, conducting field interviews with the rest of the team, and producing a final documentary.
She was jealous of Toby's talents.
Got that crazy eye and those scarves. I don't trust anybody with scarves anymore.
You got scarves?
I just don't trust people with them since that lady that worked for the CDC or whatever wearing her scarves talking about.
Oh, scarves. Okay. I think it said stars. I was like, I don't see no scarves.
I'll be back. I got
Look at her.
I'm not going nowhere. I just need to turn around. I ain't got no clothes on. I'll be right back.
Ooh.
She looks like a. I'm sorry.
Kill that camera.
All right, Russell, Rusty.
She needs to see. She clicked out in the. But this is the killer.
I'm here. I just can't.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Well, okay, make sure you watching his face because he.
Look at his face. Dead eyes.
Moon Summit National Park made several suggestions for regional expert to serve as the guide for the team. From that list, Dr. Wildingham selected Russell Rusty Tudlick. Mr. Tudlick has lived his entire life in Alaska and currently works for Untamed Wilderness, an adventure company. His expedition responsibilities were include providing expert knowledge of the region, scouting the area for potential hazards, aiding the setup and checking the humane traps, and providing emergency first aid.
Hold up. I want to point something out. I have noticed something. I just do not move that screen. Everybody look at his shirt and tell me you do not see a wolf on it like he bought it at the Walmart.
It is wolf on it, and it probably was bought at Walmart.
But he like you said, with the dead eyes and all that other good stuff, he looked too much like the person you would think did it.
Duh, that's why I was saying, like, I said he probably didn't do it because he's the guy who would have done it.
That bitch, that one, I'm sorry, excuse me. That lady was jealous of Toby Lillian. You don't
know. It could be Dr. Wildenheim.
Lillian. Look at her.
Him too.
She looked like
I already know about that doctor. He's suspicious too.
If they would have waited too long, she'd have ate Toby.
Listen, he took a picture of something he wasn't supposed to take pictures of. I'm just telling you.
And look at their body language there between Lillian and Toby. Good.
Toby, Toby, get over there. You not nobody because you just a photographer, so you expendable. What you take a picture of?
Look at old dude and Richie though. Them two coats.
Oh, I have his hat too. I should have worn that.
Them two coats. And this that dead-eyed chick, she up to something.
Anticipating the success of the expedition, the Department of Natural Science has started the pre-planning for future expeditions to ensure our world-class researchers can continue to study this magnificent animal. The team will depart for their 5-month trip to Alaska wilderness on May 4th, 2018. All of us here at Whitlock University wish them the best luck, and we cannot wait to see what they discover. A dead body.
That's what they discovered. Toby dead.
Yeah. And then the back of it, Whitlock's natural science majors. Whitlock University Department of Natural Science is dedicated to expanding humanity's understanding of the natural world. Every day, our dedicated staff push the boundaries of scientific knowledge while guiding the next generation of learners along their own journeys to greater knowledge. For individuals interested in joining our community, department tours are available upon request. And it looks like it's the spring semester schedule.
Yeah. Those look boring as okay.
I like the astronomy.
Yeah. Well,
I get into astronomy. I'm weird.
Zombie fungus.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the zombie I'm thinking of.
No, that's
no.
I was like, that might be interesting.
Not the zombie you're thinking about.
Okay.
Planetary and stellar phenomena.
I'm like, zombies, what? Stop.
So, Edo, okay, go ahead. Edo, I know how to say that word. I really do. And
it's
I
like,
can't.
be alone.
Say what?
Entomopathogenic parasites.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time. That's what that sounds like.
Doesn't it? Sounds like it heats up when you use it. Okay.
All right. Then they gave us a Moon Summit National Park wildlife guide and notebook.
Yeah, they did. That's so cool.
This is what they intended us to take notes in, but
trust and believe Rusty did not read this notebook.
Table of contents.
Rusty didn't use it. He don't take notes.
Rusty don't need notes. He got an eidetic memory.
Yeah, he's got the heart of the wolf inside of him.
Introduction. Welcome to Moon Summit National Park, consisting of almost 2 million acres. Moon Summit contains some of the most remote and untouched sections of Alaskan wilderness. Visitors are encouraged to metaphorically lose themselves in the wonders of nature. This handbook provides a brief guide to the park's wildlife and more. Further information, moonsummitnationalpark.com.
That's a lot of space to like get rid of a body. So this person thinks they're like intelligent and clever. Was like, you know what? Gonna make it look like the bear did it. And I'm like,
I think that picture showed like right behind bear den too, or a bear cage.
It's like put him right outside the bear den. The bear there.
He had been drugged.
Right? Yeah, he definitely got drugged. The bear didn't drag him.
Okay, but you got to think about what
they framed the bear.
Yeah, they framed the bear. How dare they?
Free the bear, let the bear go.
So what kind of horrible person would frame a poor bear? Because if a bear kills, or if an animal kills a human, they have to kill the animal. So somebody that don't give a damn about no animal.
Well, they're not pretending like they do, but they trying to pin it on the bear because the bear not gonna go to jail.
Well,
they're just gonna kill the bear.
My husband
find the bear, but the bear is doing the same thing.
Exactly. I'm telling this to my husband. I'm showing him the stuff, and he's like, "Do they know that bear is a term for gay men?" And I was like, "I don't think that's the kind of bear they mean." But like,
but then she was bears though. She was bears.
I didn't know that.
Bears, otters. Oh, we can get into that. It's a different kind of show, but we.
You're gonna have to do an episode on your channel about that because I have no idea nothing about that, and I'd love to know.
Part of the gay agenda. It's hot. It's furry. Okay.
Oh my god, I love your new show too. So good.
Good times.
I seen you in the closet. I figured that's what.
Oh, wait a minute. So
I was dying. I
got a question.
Yes.
So based on the non-evidence that we have, just the information that we have thus far, who do you guess did it?
Let's do this periodically throughout. I like this idea.
Yeah.
So I am sticking with my original.
I agree with Tiller. I think Rusty is more like the red herring type person.
I'm sure he is.
The person you would think.
Yeah.
He looks fucking like he hates his job.
I wanted to be him.
I think Lillian did.
As soon as I saw his picture, I'm like, my dude, why are you looking like this? He might as well just have blood like all over his soul. Murder weapon, like it's me, you know. So I was like, it's definitely probably not Rusty, but it should be Rusty because.
Right. Well, Rusty's sitting there in his wolf's shirt, looking at Toby, looking
at the camera like, it wasn't me, guys. It wasn't me. Like, listen, Rusty, you a little rusty with your truth.
Listen,
it was like it was the power of the wolf.
on my own.
I think it was Rusty.
Did our Lillian? Come on, y'all. Did our Lillian?
You think it's Lillian? Okay, I'm gonna write this down.
I don't know. I think it might be someone that no one would suspect because of their prestige. Blah blah blah. I think it's the doctor.
Which one? Nigel
or Dr. Richie?
Wildingham.
Okay, so you think it's Conrad,
but I don't know if he did it by himself. If it's the doctor, then he probably has an accomplice, which would be Emma, because he needed somebody else to help him. So I don't think
you know what they were doing.
I think
he had to help her.
Lillian wanted to make a documentary, wanted to be this documentarian again and get her little prestige back. And Toby got some good shit, and she took his shit and she killed him because she asked him for it. And he didn't give it to her. And so she accidentally killed him. And then she tried to cover it up.
Well,
and that's my guilty too. I'm not going to rule it out.
Well, let me throw this out there because I don't know if y'all caught this. It's 2018 when this happened. Lillian's film was successful back in 1996, y'all.
She's trying to
get her prestige back again.
Make a comeback. That's a long gap, though, my girl. Like, you should have killed somebody a while ago. Like, it's over.
Thank you.
Like,
you've been doing it.
Stole something from someone, like, you know, a decade ago.
How do you go from Mother Earth to snuff porn? Like,
why, Toby?
It's a leap, but hey, I guess she just couldn't take it no more. I don't know.
Okay, so Stewie, who do you think did it?
There's
Just guess it from what you know so far.
I would say I agree with both Tillery and Aphrodite.
Lillian or Dr. Wilding Hammond?
Yeah. Especially since Wildingham actually selected everybody. But I don't know why he would select somebody that he wanted to kill along with a bunch of other people. I feel like he would just
he thought he could
select
use
one person
Toby.
to kill him.
If he got caught in a little tete-a-tete with Ricci and Toby caught that on camera, I could see him like, hey, don't be putting me out there. And Toby be like, this part of the exposition.
Toby was like, I use stills. You should be worried about Lillian. She's the one who's got audio visual.
Right?
Though? Listen. Oh, well, yeah. Well, let's wait till we start getting to like the interviews. I know they got interviews. They probably change how somebody gets to the interviews because everyone just gives themselves away. Interviews start running their mouth.
All this is just speculation.
This is the weather train. Do we need to like know this like more than just a glance?
What, this?
Yeah.
Just a notebook.
I feel like maybe like there might be parts. I don't think we know
about the bear.
Like we might back to it.
It might be relevant for like evidence, maybe like if we care, like if we know the bear didn't do it. Like, the bear didn't do it.
Wait a minute though. They said he was mauled by the bear. Do he have evidence on his body as a bear?
There are marks on his body of the bear.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. But yeah, they're giving you this stuff in the book because, you know, like if you have the book, which comes with the whole thing.
You know, black bears are smaller than brown bears.
And black bears are more of a pussy. I mean, you fucking... Grizzly bears, you play dead. Black bears, you fight, and they run away.
And black bears are still the only ones, when they reach adulthood, that can actually get up in trees. The other ones can't.
Yeah.
That black bear is like...
I just call a badger.
I'd be in trouble when I try to...
Black bears are omnivores, though most of their diet is vegetation.
So they're not eating meat.
I mean, they're omnivores, so they can eat meat, but most of it's... They'd rather eat.
And they just eat mostly not meat.
Yeah. But yeah, I figure this is probably something we kind of come back to every so often.
But probably once we look at the evidence and if they start talking about the bears, then we can probably reference it.
Yeah.
If we need to.
I do know when we get into future episodes, like 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, some of the stuff might carry back into previous episodes, so we might still need to look at it even then.
That's cool.
Might not be relevant now, but
we know it's there.
To us, we need to know. Oh, Toby.
There's Toby's body.
All right, so we got some evidence going here, y'all.
Lesson.
There is shoes missing. There.
Missing shoes. There you see some.
Clearly been drugged.
Can you zoom in a little bit, Dio?
Yeah, you can zoom in more.
So you can see his wound.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have got scratched up by a bear after he was dead.
Yeah, I figure that's probably what happened. They killed him and took him over by the thing and hoping that the bear or some other...
They probably hoped to eat him more by the time they found him, I would imagine. But
I mean, who said that he got mauled by a bear?
That's just in the
police report.
Autopsy in the police report.
I mean, but
they got some...
Why is he the one? Oh, he's been dragged too. Look at the ground.
Yeah,
he's been dragged. No.
A bear? No. See, no. Okay, one question.
I was about to say, we'll get to all that stuff.
Who said it? Who said, oh no, Toby got mauled by a bear?
I don't know. Only thing I can think of is Leo got fucked by a bear.
Wait a minute, what?
What the fuck is that movie?
What?
Revenant? No.
Tillery.
With Leonardo DiCaprio?
Chapter 5.
Oh God, Chapter 5. Girl, stop.
No, I'm thinking of the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
You ain't talking about that kind of mauling.
Oh, I didn't see that movie where he's up in Alaska.
Yes, I've never seen it, but I remember the movie awards that year. Some people did a song called "Leo Got Fucked by a Bear."
Wow.
Because I think he got mauled by a bear. I was like, "Yep." All right, here's the field interviews. We got 5 of them.
I can't see that.
These are so hard to read.
Yeah, this is all handwritten and shit.
All right, hold on. Do we want to take turns reading these?
I can't.
Shit, way
I'll read it here. There's 5 of them, so all 5 of the suspects.
This is Rusty. Isn't that Rusty?
Rusty's first.
First one. I mean, they're each individually. How I scanned them in.
He's also got serial killer handwriting, you will see.
A statement from, or form. Blah, blah. Last night we had gotten a pins off one of the traps to the east of camp. So after dinner, I decided to head out there to check what we got and reset it. Once I got there, I thought our luck had finally turned as I saw there was a cat inside, but it wasn't the ghost, just a regular loop carrier.
I don't know what you're talking about. He got his little terms and shit.
The son of a bitch put up a hell of a fight and got my arm good as I was setting it free.
Good, you deserve it.
It did, Russ.
So he's got an injury on his arm.
I know.
I made it back to camp and wrapped up my arm before turning in for the night. I always check to see if everyone's accounted for. I shared a tent with Toby and he wasn't there. I asked around and nobody had seen him. We went out to search, found nothing, and called the Rangers. You all know the rest. What happened to Toby is a damn shame. I don't want to sound callous, but this is exactly the kind of thing that happens when you bring a greenhorn on a 5-month expedition. The school never should have let him come without extensive field training. Toby never did listen. The group knew not to go off alone. He knew not to get too close to a bear den, but he did. The poor kid was in a position he never should have been in or been put in, and he made bad decisions on top of it. As awful as it is, you can't be surprised by what happened.
Wait, I got a question.
He sounds like
bears hibernate during a certain time of year.
Yeah, but that's winter. This is
summer.
still August.
But it's not. But it's bears can be weird with that. Like they can go into it earlier, come out of it later. Yeah. It's a lot.
There was a bear around. I'm just telling you.
They are weird about actual weather, not following the camp.
I don't know if that wildlife thing might have said something about that. I didn't really read all of it.
This guy would know because this is what he does.
Oh, he does.
I was like, this is his job. He works there.
Why they hired him? Alaska's like him. Like he knows.
One thing that he made clear though is that
August 30th.
Toby was green and shouldn't have been there.
1:37 p.m.
Just telling you.
The day after.
Yeah, I think he died on the 29th. I think I seen
somebody crossed that out. It said 30th, and now it says 31.
No, that's how they do the zeros, is with the slash through it. So you know it's a zero.
Gotcha. You're right.
Yeah.
They didn't do it down there on the case though.
No.
Yeah, they didn't. They're not consistent.
Yeah. This Evelyn chick.
Evelyn is fired.
The numerals get the slash and letters get the dot.
That's right.
Yeah. What's this?
All right, who's next?
It looks like each person wrote the report themselves.
They might,
but their handwriting ain't the same.
Is their
handwriting are different? So each actual suspect wrote these.
They had them fill it out, like I guess in front of them or whatever. You know how they do.
Yeah, probably. I've done that before. I've had to do police reports.
Yeah, they'll just get you to fill it out.
This is a font, though, guys.
Especially if there's like a lot of people, they're just
they would, but technically it's supposed to be they filled it out themselves. You know?
All right, y'all know my eyes work really weird, but this is absolutely a font.
It's a font, but you get what I'm.
Yeah, it looks like handwriting.
Yeah, it's it's a font, but it's a handwriting font. You know.
I doubt the people at this company actually sit down and handwrite all of this shit.
Yeah,
the evidence bags did look like it because I did try to wipe some of that off, and it is handwritten on the evidence bags.
Now I think this one. Which one is this? This is Conrad. This is Conrad. Yes. Like his is long. Like he got a lot to say.
Very detailed.
He's a professor.
Stop talking and running that mouth, though.
Right. More details you give.
Listen, that you suspicious running that mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I saw of the body, the Rangers were correct in labeling this as a bear attack. We received countless warnings from Rusty about going out alone, especially between dusk and dawn. Bears are crepuscular.
I can't even see it.
Yeah,
you lucky you can read that shit. Like I can this handwriting. Like this person should have been. Well, oh wait, he is a doctor, so.
Yeah, I assume Toby had learned as much during his time out here. He was
all the victim blaming. Let's just.
Yeah, I know. I like that. Everybody's saying right.
Second in a row, who's like, it's his own fault. He had it coming. Okay, calm down.
So
he was a spirited boy, but very foolish.
Oh, a boy.
Huh?
You're watching their language. We're like, side on them.
As far as my night went, I retired to my share tent after dinner and did a bit of journaling to recount the day. Then I spent an hour or so stretching per my nightly routine.
I've had this all the info of his life.
I've had this routine for many years, and it's been serving me well during this strenuous trip. Around 11, I heard members of the team start to return to camp and get ready to turn in. Rusty was concerned that Toby hadn't returned and asked if anyone had been with him after dinner. I suggested we start a search right away, but it took an hour of debate before we actually set off. We received no reply when trying to contact Toby's walkie-talkie, so I suggested starting our search in the intermediate area to the southeast. I had seen Toby take interest in the eagle's nest in that area as of late. When the search proved too difficult, we called the Rangers. It's shameful to think Toby might have been out there alone while we were busy squabbling amongst ourselves. So they waited to call the Rangers. I would have probably brought away.
Obviously.
Well, Miss Emma's right after him. Quick, right behind him to give her statement. They came in together.
Look how short it is.
Yeah. She doesn't have much to say. She was stretching with him.
We ate again together at 8:30, and nothing seemed unusual. Toby didn't say anything about wanting to go outside camp. After dinner, we usually have some downtime before checking in for the night. Rusty wanted to check on a trap, and I wanted to go with him. It was around 11 that we were all back together at camp, except Toby. Rusty didn't want to split up the group again, so we went looking for him together. Apparently, there was an eagle's nest Toby wanted to photograph in the southeast, so we searched that way. We weren't having any luck on our own, so Rusty called the ranger station probably half past midnight. It was maybe 2-3 hours from then that the Rangers got to us. We were all a wreck by that point. We still are. So it took them 2-3 hours after they called them to get there. It's worse than the fucking police.
Because they're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So, I mean,
big surprise. They knew that though. Like, give it time for the bears to eat them. Like, they know what they're doing. That's what they were doing. They were like, when they saw, like, darn, bears didn't eat him enough.
Dragged him.
Someone dragged him, not the bear.
Yeah. With this though, she kind of confirms Rusty's story though. Rusty wanted to check on a trap, and I wanted to go with them. Unless they kind of formulated a plot together or some shit.
Somebody, listen, some people in on this together.
They all did it.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, you know, one of those instances where something goes down and everybody got to get in on it.
Yep.
You know
I
how
think throughout the series we're eliminating people, so they can't all be in on it.
Like, no, you stick to the story. We found him here.
I know what you did last summer. One of those types of
what you did.
All right, here comes Miss Evelyn's statement.
Lillian.
Lillian.
Yeah, I don't like this one. I don't like her.
All right, last night I was preoccupied thinking about which shots I still need for my documentary. My top priority was to take more footage at golden hour. It's a filming must-have. The soft, warm colors really complement landscape shots.
She is establishing herself as not being guilty.
In May, when we first arrived here, the sun would set around 11 p.m., but I was always asleep by then since we needed to be up by 6:30 or 7 in the morning. I know that book thing had something about the fucking sunrise and sunsets.
She just like, late. I was just doing this and that and the other thing. I had no idea about Toby.
Don't look at me. It's late August now, and Rusty told me the sun would be going down a little after 9. So when I was done eating, I hiked over to one of the more scenic spots with my camera. I assumed Toby was doing the same elsewhere. We're not supposed to go out alone, but I don't blame him for being reckless. Toby and I were kindred spirits, so in the end... Huh?
She did it.
So in the end, I understand why he would risk it for the perfect shot. Chills me to the bone to think I could have met the same fate.
Worried about herself.
Oh, get ready for this one, though.
Wait, who's this? Is this Dr. Ricci?
Dr. Ricci, get ready for his, because he's got something scratched out of his, which...
Right. Right.
Oh, yeah.
When you how you get away with scratching stuff out on interview?
Yeah, because his boyfriend Conrad was like, dude,
don't be saying that.
Remember? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, don't
gave stuff away. They all
don't need to know that. I'm afraid I won't be of much help in this matter. Oh, really?
Roll eyes.
Awful lot. For not being much help, I'm gonna look at all that shit.
Well, okay, wait till you hear. He's gonna tell you about how he flosses twice. Serial killer.
I spent the entire evening at camp, but I'll provide you with the details I remember from last night. Toby was with us for dinner. He seemed to be his normal, chipper self. Some members of our expedition found his attitude annoying, but personally, I enjoyed his youthful exuberance.
I bet you did.
After the group meal, I adjourned to the technology tents for the evening. I needed to compile another report for the university. I would have rather done so from the comfort of my own cot, but I had no interest in being distracted by Conrad's blasted nightly exercise regime. So I guess I kind of
that's the stretching naked.
He
I like to stretch naked every night and do my hot yoga naked in my tent.
I was able to get an hour or so of work done before I heard rustling sounds coming from another tent. I expected it was Conrad making a desperate effort to prevent his body from becoming as feeble as the scientific integrity. I put on a set of headphones to drown out the noise.
No regular stretching.
And resumed my work. I went to turn in around 11. Thankfully, Conrad was already in bed, so I could carry out my dental hygiene process in peace. I was in the middle of my second flossing pass when Rusty informed us Toby wasn't in camp. Conrad jumped to organize a search party. I suggested leave the matters to the Rangers, but Rusty and Conrad insisted on starting the search immediately. Our frantic group did the best we could, but as you know, we proved inevitable and ineffective. I don't know what Toby thought he was doing, going off on his own like that. It was terrible to see what the creatures did to him.
All of that blood and something underneath it.
Oh, shit. All of that blood and something bites.
And yeah,
all that blood and
shoe.
I don't know. Almost looks like a C or I don't know. If something bites.
He didn't finish the sentence because the last word looks like and.
I know.
Yeah, I guess he was like ready to go into detail, like when he saw Toby's body.
He sounds upset.
Yeah, I think y'all's.
He threw shade at Conrad, though.
Yeah, let me just say, anybody who
Conrad had things together. I think they was
twice in a night is a serial killer. I'm just.
I think he had a thing against Conrad. I don't think they had a thing together.
Clearly he did.
Unless they used to have a thing together and then it ended badly.
Oh,
who knows?
But he also could be trying to throw us off.
Yeah, I mean, looking at those field reports, Emma's and Rusty's kind of go hand in hand. She kind of like cancels out his because it mentions the trap. He mentions Conrad's exercise, so that kind of eliminates both of them because I mean he would be there
But,
if he knew.
But Lillian
Lillian had nobody to back her up.
Yeah, she don't. Like, she was going to take pictures.
And usually me and Toby go together, but we didn't go together this time. Bitch, yes you did, and you killed him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know what? She's the only one that story doesn't have another person.
Alibi. No alibi.
No, that's true.
Everybody's got to have an alibi.
That's true.
Only way the alibi doesn't hold up is if the person is covering for you, then the alibi ain't worth shit.
Yeah.
All right. This is
right now, though.
Time for
this is the autopsy report.
There we go. Good stuff.
Let's see here. Toby Mendia, 25, sex male, African American. 71 inches tall, 181 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Yeah, that's what?
I'm 69 inches. I'm 69 inches. He's 2 inches taller than me.
So he's like 5'11".
5'11".
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got the best height though, because I'm 69 inches high.
Interesting. So what killed him was the fatal loss of blood from the jugular vein.
Okay. Yeah, deceased adult male.
Oh, can y'all read that? Because I can't see it at all.
Yeah. Anatomic findings: deceased adult male with fixed rigor mortis and post-mortem lividity.
So he'd been dead a while because he was hard.
Yeah. Right.
And not like hard in the fun way, like hard in the dead way.
Right, because post-mortem lividity, he was definitely gone for a minute.
He'd been there a minute.
That bitch lying.
Well, they said they noticed he was gone at 11. They went searching for him.
An hour later.
Stayed at camp. I think one of them said something about like 30 minutes arguing before they looked for him. And then they went and looked for him for however long. And then it took the Rangers like another 3 hours to get there. So that's possibly 4 hours before the Rangers ever started searching.
That'd be a little while.
But he might have still been dead even quite a long time before that.
Yeah. They said dinner. I don't know what. I think they said like 8:30 was dinner or something. So
set in, y'all.
So the mechanism of death is a hemothorax, which someone should Google what that is. I don't know what that is. A hemothorax on the right side combined with a fatal loss of blood from a transected left internal jugular vein. Yeah. So like a
transect. Hold on though. Read that again.
Mechanism of death is a hemothorax on the right side combined with fatal loss of blood from a transected left internal jugular vein.
Okay, the hemothorax is a collection of blood in the space between the chest wall and a lung.
So like internal. So that's internal bleeding.
Yeah, I mean, if it could have been like a wound, like stabbed, and then could puncture something on the inside, that blood.
Yeah, like a
but it pooled. It said it's in the thorax.
Yes.
Yeah, hemothorax.
So he got hit in the here. Can y'all see me?
I can't. I don't have you up.
And then
I'll see you now.
No, I'm sorry. Like he got hit here, thorax. He was blood.
He could have been the back because he was laying face down and all the.
But that's part of the shit. Like.
We'll go.
There's more. There's more to his body.
Wait a minute. And then it said, it was the combination of that and bleeding out.
Yeah, fatal loss of blood from a transected left internal jugular vein.
Oh,
so his throat.
But he died lying down.
Yeah.
So he got hit here, and he got pooled blood here, and he got cut across his jugular.
Right. Death most likely occurred when the victim was lying down.
Yeah,
so he probably drowned in his own blood.
Yeah, based on the pattern livor mortis in front of the body and the lack of frontal impact injury, death most likely occurred while the victim was lying down.
Yep.
Probably already, he could have been asleep.
He could have, or he could have
killed him in his sleep and then just drug him out there.
Or he got hit. I don't know if there was any.
It was before dinner.
I know it has all the wounds on here.
Yeah, they do have like all the wounds. So
wait a minute. It was before dinner, so he wouldn't have just went to sleep.
No, this was after dinner.
It's after dinner.
He actually had food in his stomach. And then everybody kind of did their thing before bed.
Mm-hmm.
He was found at 6 a.m., y'all.
Yep.
Okay,
he
so
left?
his ass, whoever killed him. He was not even conscious, and he got dragged to the spot outside the cave.
Yeah.
Yes. He left the campsite between 9 and 11 p.m. and was found at 6 a.m.
All right. Yeah,
Wow.
wounds are abnormal, but overall consistent with animal attack and scavenging.
Scavenging.
So I guess the coroner or whoever's doing the thing kind of ruled it as animal attack.
Yeah, because they didn't meet Lillian.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's see here. But yeah, he died following dinner on August 29, 2018.
August the 29th, Michael Jackson's birthday.
Oh.
Oh, well, he wasn't around that. Identification on August 31st at noon. A complete post-mortem examination was performed on the body of Toby Mendia, whose identity was confirmed by the Anchorage County Coroner's Office. Person present for the autopsy includes Sherry Mathis as autopsy assistant. Clothing and valuables, blah, blah, blah stuff.
Who got his camera equipment? Where's his shit?
It's there. It's by his body.
Was it? Let's see here.
Yeah. The camera equipment was found right next to his body.
All right, so I mean, I guess the police or whoever took it in as evidence. We ain't got it.
No. I mean, like, not necessarily the camera and nothing that was going on that day, but all the rest of his shit. He had to have. He's been there for 5 months. He had to have reels and reels, or
they had two tents.
Well, he maintained
laboratory tents, and whoever was in charge of keeping up with all that stuff. I think Emma and Reese were the two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly. Signs of death, rigor mortem is fixed, and postmortem validity is settled on the front of the body.
There's injuries.
Yeah, injuries of the neck and scalp. Attack injury of neck, left side, transecting left internal jugular vein.
Okay. It's saying attack, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
It's not saying about what.
No, I was just making sure that I heard you.
Sharp force injury of the neck is fatal.
Yeah. I'm at the lower whatever, blah, blah.
Larynx.
Measuring 5 inches in depth.
Oh my God.
See, that's longer than a claw, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 5 inches. Anybody who's,
We got a claw and like a multi-tool that has a fucking ruler on it. That's some of the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of measure that. But yeah, 5 inches deep.
But I tell you what, the right tripod could have done it. Especially the spike ones that have to go on the ground. Just like
yeah. I know those like surveying tripods. They have stuff that kind of anchor them down.
Yep.
I used some of those before. But yeah. Option: the sharp first injury neck is fatal, so that would have killed him. Yep. Scavenging on the back of neck, left side.
See, I believe that is true simply because he's laying on his belly and he was out there forever.
Yeah, existing from 3 inches to the left, well, 3 inches in length and a 1/2 inch deep. So 1/2 inch compared to the 5 inches. This is a non-fatal.
And involving the skin only, right? It says skin only.
Yeah, involving skin only. There's no hemorrhage evidence.
Because he was already dead.
Yeah, the injury was sustained post-mortem, so after he died.
Right, the animal attacks after
because his heart isn't beating anymore, so it's not going to be a bleed out.
And it says non-fatal.
Only skin, so it's superficial, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. The opinion part says this is non-fatal wound consistent with scavenging behaviors of local animals. So
right, Toby, we gonna get who did this to you, brother.
Attack injury on right side of back. This wound is located on the right side of the back, 22 inches below the top of the head. It is vertically oriented, and after approximation of the edges, it measures 1 inch in length. Subsequent autopsy shows that the pathway is through the skin and the whatever tissue.
Subcutaneous.
Yeah, and by the right 7th rib.
That's this crap.
Thereafter, it enters the right pleural cavity, which at the time of the autopsy contains 100 to 200 milliliters of predominantary liquid blood. The path is through the
oh my God.
pleural immediately subjacent pulmonary whatever. I don't know all these words. something.
Not a medical term.
He drowned in his own blood.
Yeah, estimated depth of the total wound path is 5 inches. So this one's also 5 inches. Yeah. So whoever got that one on his neck,
it's from the same weapon.
Yeah. And as stated, the direction is right to left. Blah, blah. This is a fatal wound.
Wait, that's important. Right to left. Right?
I think that would just be kind of more important, like if you're trying to figure out how the person is standing, if they came up from behind them, right to left fronts with no whatever.
But a left-handed person might work right to left. Anybody left-handed?
Yeah, we haven't seen anything with if who's right or left-handed though yet. I mean, that might be something we need to come back to later, but
true.
So yeah. But I mean, these fucking like 5 inches and fucking, especially the 2 fatal wounds so far are both 5 inches. I figure that's got something to do with something.
And Toby's smaller than everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
the wound
you
is
hit somebody from behind. It don't matter who did it. You know what I'm saying?
the attack injury on right side of back, which is another one. Roughly about 1 inch away from the other one. Also 5 inches. So they stabbed him twice in the back.
So the first time he got hit probably incapacitated him enough for him to get hit again.
Yeah. I think he got stabbed more than that, but just the other ones, the one below that.
Here's the thing. If it was a bear, it wouldn't just be one singular cut. Bears don't do this.
It'd be
this. Well, we know too anyway that the animal attacks are coming after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's someone that's non-fatal.
Yeah, and the animal ones are non-fatal because the animal was like, what's this food? And it was like, okay, I'm not interested, I'm leaving. That's what.
Yeah, down here, there's a group of 15 superficial incised or cutting wounds, but it's also non-fatal.
Yep.
Luckily, the animals. Injuries continued. The hands, upper extremities, scavenging injury on the right arm. Adjacent to the wrist, about 3 by 2 inch abrasion, non-fatal. 1 to 2 inches, non-fatal. Lower extremities, this is blah blah blah, whatever, non-fatal. So all the fatal ones are 5 inches. And here's like
probably the same weapon.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, 2 of them were like an inch apart from each other. You stab somebody, pull it out, stab them again.
But when he got the jugular hit, he fell forward and then probably got the other ones.
Yeah, probably. And then just hopped on top of them, stabbed them a couple times.
Stabbed them right in that one area. That's what it looked like. Because someone was superficial because they just was not stabbing hard enough.
Well, it also explains why you have no defensive wounds.
Yeah.
He has no defensive wounds probably because he got knocked. Maybe he got hit from behind.
Or he got attacked from behind.
Or it was a woman who wasn't expecting to cut him.
Well, it can't be much defensive anyway when it's all from behind. Like he doesn't have any frontal. Like as if he fell, like if you attack him from behind,
took him down.
Like maybe that the initial, see the one that's on the back here, back of his neck, that could have been the first attack, and that would maybe that knocked him down if he couldn't fight back. Yeah. And if he's bleeding out, he ain't gonna be fighting back, and you stabbing him already. You know what I'm saying?
Like they said, it's right to left. Also, if you got hit like that, you would turn like this, and that will also make this wound here make sense.
Yeah.
See how the y'all can't see what I'm doing in the middle picture where you see that cut, and then you see this one. And that was just an automatic response to being
that's just a right here, and then you turn. Fight back. Yeah, he had the chance. It was no time to.
He have it,
Well, I'm trying to think what I would do, right? Instinctively, wouldn't you think but there's nothing on his hands.
I mean, he's got some on his arms.
Stuff on his hands. They said they have, but it said it's
said
scavenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
go back up.
We are speculating that it was just one person right now. So if it was two people and they attacked them from behind and then the other one held them down, you don't know what happened right now.
What I do think is if you go up, Stewie,
this is
like if his arm was like this, I wonder if this one would line up with the neck one. Or on the other side.
But I think those are supposed to be like from the animal, maybe.
You mean like if
those are even.
Yeah, I know this one says abrasion, and I think up there it says kind of
let me see.
With
I think the right arm. They're saying the right arm and the left arm injury are from the animal.
Local animals.
Yeah.
From the
but it's also
or at least they're consistent with scavenging.
Yeah, they are, but because they're like 3 by 2 inch abrasions, so it's still possible that those could be.
But if he did reach up, he could have got nicked a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. If you
could have.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it would make sense that he would reach up, but we don't know that happened. But
of course, he's also small, so they could just pounced on him and knock him
down.
Like
I'm saying, like we don't know if it's just one person attacking.
Why the hell does he have a 3.5 inch deep cut in his damn back of his leg?
3.5 inches. Let's see, what was that?
Lower extremities, the upper left leg. This is
after approximation of the edges, 2.5 inches in length, or 2 1/8 inches in length. Subsequent autopsy shows that the wound path is through the skin, the whatever tissue, and the muscle without striking bone. There is no hemorrhage along the path. The depth penetration is 3 to 3.5 inches from left to right without angulation or deviation.
With no hemorrhage, he was already dead.
Right.
Yeah, so they're saying that's from the animal.
Wasn't bleeding, but on the arm.
But subcutaneous means that it cut through the flesh. It's not the skin,
it didn't go
but it
deep.
didn't hit the bone.
Right.
But it's still in there deep.
Yeah, it's deep, but it's just not deep to really kill you. You know what I'm saying? So he just messed up all around.
I can't wait to forget who did this to poor Toby. Because I don't care if Toby was a jerk. Come on now.
I don't know. They was talking about like he was like spirited and energetic, and people
found that annoying.
Yeah, people found that annoying. So I don't see him being a jerk. I feel like he's like probably the really peppy.
That's what I'm saying. I really feel like
the only one that wasn't a nerd. What it looked like, except for Rusty. I mean,
well, we know Rusty was.
Rusty knew his shit. I don't mean no harm.
Wondering how Rusty maintained those luscious locks out in the wilderness.
But let me
all that nature just went right into him, like sucked them in.
Let me defend Rusty this one time. Rusty would know.
I don't know Rusty like I know him. Damn it.
Rusty would know for sure how to make it look like a legit bear attack without question.
That's my point.
Like without question, you wouldn't be questioning. You would know it was a bear attack because Rusty would know how to pull that off.
I feel like Rusty would probably have like spare bear claws laying around, and he would just like make like a fist.
Rusty got a bear claw right around his neck.
Let's just be honest. No matter how much you know, unless you got that bear to pretty much eat his whole body, you weren't gonna hide nothing from evidence. They forensic evidence find everything unless there's nothing left. That's why they were like, listen, he was already dead when these animals was like going at him. Like maybe they thought it would take longer for the Rangers to get there. I mean, it did take a while, but they were like hoping that the bear actually wanted to grab him off and eat him.
That's what they was.
That's fucking non-actors.
Bear didn't want his ass. He got the wrong bear. He didn't get find a hungry bear. Whoever it was didn't find a hungry bear because that bear was like, I don't want this dead meat. Like, what is this?
And dragged in front of the cage
from my house
so the bear could find him. And the bear
was insulted. Like, who left this in front of my house? I just took the trash out and now something just dropping stuff in front of me. Okay, this not gonna work. Bear walks off, and then they come like, oh no, Toby's dead. Like a bear got out. The bear's like, what happened? Blaming on me. Lying on the bear, y'all. I'm just saying.
Poor bear. Poor Yogi.
Yeah, Yogi. That one time picnic basket.
Or Smokey the bear. Love him.
All right. Investigation summary. Ranger Beth Fleming. On August 30th, 2018, at 12:32 a.m., the ranger station received radio transmission from Mr. Russell Tudlick, a member of the Whitlock University expedition team. He communicated that a fellow expedition member, Mr. Toby Mendia, had been missing for several hours. We assembled a search team consisting of myself, Ranger Lou Larson, and Ranger Evelyn Porter. We left the station and began our hike at 12:53 a.m. Ranger Vic Murphy remained behind at the station as a point of contact in case of emergency. We arrived at the expedition camp in Region 3A at 3:08 a.m. There were no other rangers on duty at the time. After we met the team, Mr. Tudlick explained the situation after finishing dinner around 9 on August 29th. The team had free time before they were expected to turn in at 11. At 11 p.m., Mr. Mendia was the only member not present at the camp. The team waited for Mr. Mendia to return to camp and periodically attempted to contact him over walkie-talkie, but they received no response. At 12, they began searching for Mr. Mendia, so they waited an hour before they fucking went out. They began searching for Mr. Mendia in the surrounding area.
They talk for an hour before they went looking for him?
And talk on the walkie-talkie. Hey, out there, Toby.
So when he didn't answer for an hour, they thought about it?
And
yeah, I know that one said that they like argued for like 30 minutes or so whether or not they should go out looking for him.
Let's just leave him till morning. He'll be fine.
I mean, he'll be all right. On the walkie-talkie, so I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah. He probably found something.
He's got a granola bar.
Every other time for the past couple of weeks, he responds on his walkie-talkie when we call him. But tonight, we're not going to look into that.
They began searching for Mr. Mendia in the surrounding areas, starting southeast of the camp. Due to darkness and rough terrain, the team halted their search and contacted us for aid. Mr. Tudlick's account of the situation was accurate according to the rest of the expedition team. At 3:24 a.m., we began an outward spiral ground search of Region 3A. Using the camp as central location, the expedition members also assisted in the search. We found several items scattered throughout the region during our search, including a hiking medallion, which we have as evidence later on, a compass, and a signal mirror. Also, we have as evidence later on. The owners of these items were not confirmed. The locations where these items were found are referenced in the related incident sketch and region diagram. At 6:05 a.m., a body later confirmed to be Mr. Mendia was found 7 yards from the entrance of Echo Cavern. The body was face down, wearing a torn and bloody jacket. I secured the scene while Ranger Larson and Ranger Porter scanned the area for signs of wildlife.
Lillian was gone.
What?
I said Lillian was gone. The wildlife had left.
When the area was pronounced to be clear, I confirmed the body had no pulse. After those, the hell, I would have checked that first.
No, they let him be there for 30 minutes first.
Yeah,
let's make sure there's no other animals around here before we see if he's alive or not.
And this boy, because two of them kept trying to make it clear. Oh, he should have known better. He shouldn't have went. He knew the cave was dangerous. Why would he then all of a sudden go near the cave?
Oh, they mentioned that he went out on his own. Somebody did this.
Well, excuse me, cavern.
Yeah.
Hold on, my son calling me. I'll be back.
Okay.
Mommy. I observed early signs of lividity and the appearance of an animal-induced wounds across the neck, back, arms, and thigh. The size and pattern of the wounds indicated a fatal bear attack. An impression line in the dirt suggests the body had been dragged toward the cave entrance post-mortem. The bear tracks and bear scats were found in the immediate area. So there were tracks and scat.
Yeah.
About 2 yards from the body where there was a destroyed camera. So the camera was
destroyed. Mm-hmm.
Shredded granola bar wrapper, flashlight, and backpack. After recovery, the contents of the backpack were revealed: a wallet, lanyard, and attached keychain, multi-tool, camera lenses, compass, Moon Summit Wildlife Guide, Moon Summit Region 3, a map and functional walkie-talkie, which all of that we have as evidence except the walkie-talkie and the camera lens. So, yeah. At 6:19, I contacted Ranger Murphy at the station via radio and requested emergency services. We briefly discussed the need for the coroner to confirm the death for official records and helicopter support to assist in the removal of the body. As we waited for emergency services, Ranger Porter escorted the expedition team away from the scene. I began to collecting physical evidence and photographs of the body. Ranger Larson began a sketch of the body for the related incident sketch and region diagram. At 8:11, a removal team and coroner arrived via helicopter from Anchorage General Hospital. Mr. Calvin Ballard, Anchorage County Deputy Coroner, confirmed death at the scene. The body was then transported to Anchorage General Hospital for autopsy. The investigation of the area concluded at 8:53 a.m. on August 30th. After the area was cleared, the expedition team members were escorted to the ranger station to complete written statements as a supplement to the investigation. Conclusion: the following is an assumption based on physical evidence and supporting interviews. On August 29th, 2018, Mr. Toby Medea left the expedition camp sometime after 9 p.m. to take night photographs near Echo Cavern. While laying on the ground to take a photograph, he was attacked by a bear and suffered fatal wounds. His time of death was between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m.
Lies.
Beth in on it.
There's a picture of the scene where things were placed around him.
Like how they drew it.
Yeah. They kind of a little map where the stuff is located, compass, camp.
Am I noticing that there is a shoe missing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, his shoe is off, but it's not missing. It's like over there. Yeah.
And did we agree that the prints look like grizzly prints? In that picture?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, there are prints.
It looks like grizzly prints, but
We
here's
have something prints here, don't we?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
It looks closer to grizzly than black bear.
Or is it
Grizzly's
eastern
more
black
triangular and closer.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
it's kind of more rounded.
Black bear.
It might be
They're fatter. It's fatter.
Do you think it's black bear, not grizzly?
It might be the black bear.
I mean, if it's a black bear,
longer.
If it's a black bear, though, they are way more timid.
If it's grizzly, though, it says to play dead in the manual.
No, that might be grizzly, though, because
you play dead. Black bears, you're supposed to try to fight. Because black bears.
No, because
okay, wait a minute. Hold on, Cranny.
It looks like grizzly to me.
Second.
See the top part?
See the carpal?
Yeah, the top part.
On the black bear is wider than the carpal on the other one.
Yeah,
that one is.
Yeah, those circles though, they might.
That's bigger. That might be a grizzly.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But
I mean, you take into consideration that somebody drew it. We don't know. That could be both of them.
Yeah, I was about to say that kind of looks like a grizzly, and that looks more like a black bear. How it's more rounded.
Right. They do that, right? I was gonna say those will look different, both of those.
Yeah, they might be different.
Not that it's gonna be relevant. Well, it could be maybe later, but it's not relevant. Either way, they balled at it. They were like, "What's going on here?" They was just messing.
But look at the metacarpals. Okay, look at the metacarpals. They are fatter and rounder.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other ones are, the metacarpals on the other one are, and they're more close together too.
Yeah. I'll say that looks like two totally different bear tracks.
Yeah, they don't look like the same bear.
And his camera being crushed, like destroyed. Mm-hmm.
Is this a flashlight?
Yes. Yeah.
Flashlight about 2 yards away. Drag marks.
Somebody went through his bag.
Mm-hmm. The bear.
His stuff is everywhere.
Mm-hmm. But a bear would do that.
Yeah,
it would, but I don't think that's what happened. But
a lot of this stuff was still in the backpack, though. His wallet and lanyard and walkie-talkie.
What was wanted was taken out once the camera came out.
The camera and the flashlight.
Hey, where is his footage? Where's his what's that card called, Danny? That's in the camera when you have a digital camera.
Memory card.
The card, memory card.
It's not an S card. Is that in the camera?
It doesn't
I
say.
doubted it. It didn't say, but the camera's broken.
Yeah, it says there's camera lenses. Camera lenses in the backpack, but the actual camera itself is broken.
That's right. I mean, it looked like someone went in the bag and like was looking for the camera, and then like threw the flashlight out and threw the other thing out. And once they found the camera, it was no need to pull everything else out. A bear would go through it and pull everything out, trying to find food.
He would only look.
Yeah,
he
this says shredded granola bar.
Food.
Yeah, that's the bear guy would have wanted.
Smelled food. So,
yeah, the granola bar.
Do that. But wait a minute, guys, what is this thing? That never mind. I see, it's a cave entrance. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Cave
and they said he was 7 yards away from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel, and you can see the drag is pulling towards it. You know what I'm saying? I think someone pulled him there.
That's obviously someone did.
Oh.
Like the bear didn't, because the bear was going to waste his time pulling him there. Wouldn't just left him outside the fucking thing. Like it would just took him in the cave. If that's what they're implying, like that, this person is an idiot.
They would just
criminal
hate him
are though.
Wherever he was at. They don't fucking care.
Yeah, the bear would not have tried to move him at all.
They wouldn't care. Like I'm gonna take it back to my babies. Like what they thought the motive.
Why are they making it known to us that his flashlight was 2 yards away?
Because that's how they have to do. This is like an actual incident report. They have to.
Yeah.
They have to actually sketch out where everything is and location of it.
Distance wise and all that.
But 2 yards. That's 6 feet. How would his flashlight be 6 feet away from him if he's at night?
Because somebody tossed it out the bag because they was looking for that damn camera. They was just like, damn, they was just like this. They were like, bam, out. Nobody want that flashlight, this granola bar, either or that. Oh, here's the camera. Drop the bag, beat the fucking camera, break it, take your little memory card, whatever you did, and then roll out. Like,
y'all, I'm so bad right now.
I'm just saying. And then the bear was like, my granola bar. Let me pour it. Just like, I like me some granola in the morning.
The bear would definitely like the granola bar.
Who wouldn't though? I like them.
Oh, this is our other evidence. Okay.
This is our evidence. We got 2 pieces to go around. The evidence bag, Park Services investigator brands, blah, blah, blah. Bear claw found inside of lab tents.
Wait,
where?
In the lab tent.
So that would have been at the
camp?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of them
bear
claws in the tent,
lab.
though. Inside the tent.
I mean, they collect samples and stuff, so I mean.
Oh, the lab tent that's the tent that you have supplies in.
Back at the camp.
Yeah, they have like 2 different labs tents there.
Oh, somebody took that bitch and did that.
And then there's a picture of a claw.
That looks like the murder weapon.
But I actually have it. And the other evidence that we got is the multi-tool.
This is the one I think was used definitely for the stuff that killed him.
I wonder if you could connect the claw to the multi-tool. So it's like
both of them probably were used.
Y'all gotta show it to me. I ain't seen it.
All right, well, this was found inside Toby's backpack.
Yeah.
But the multi-tool only goes up to like 2 inches.
Yeah.
It's like a small ruler, a little thing, clip onto your belt.
I have one of those.
Yeah, it's got like a little screwdriver, like a Phillips and a flathead.
I mean, that could do a good puncher, but that's not going to do a slap.
Not the 5.
It's not 5 inches. That's only 2 inches, so all the way might be.
When I first read it, I read that stuff, I was like, I don't know, a knife would make sense. Right. A small knife that anybody carries when they go on like trips and stuff like that. But they didn't show that yet, huh? In Toby's backpack. So that means.
But if it was used, they would know that.
Yeah, but not that it was used. But not that it was used. But that means that it could be a tool that all of them carry, though. We don't know that. Or it could be
if he was murdered, the murderer could have taken the weapon, right? We didn't have it in our custody,
right?
Unless they left it behind, so it could still be a knife, right?
And just because there's one bear claw doesn't mean there's not another one.
That's what I'm saying. Or like, because I'm telling you, that Rusty and Lillian working together could make a claw. Like, so do we want to guess, or how do we think on the weapon? What else do we need to see, Stewie? You're the leader.
We still have that website we can go to.
Okay.
This is the bear claw.
That's the bear claw.
Well, that ain't 5 inches. That ain't going to kill nobody.
No, this only goes 2 inches.
Yeah, they both
so
are
that's what I was
very
saying.
small.
I was like, this can't be the murder weapon.
Nah.
No.
The bear claw is measuring.
Neither one of those are.
One of my favorite kinds of ice cream is called bear claw.
1 3/4 inch is all this bear
Yeah,
claw is.
so that's just
if you had that, if you were holding that correctly, you can still cut somebody deep enough and long enough.
But 5 inches in?
Deep? It's 5 inches deep, I think.
Oh,
yeah, it's 5 inches deep. Yeah,
No,
I mean, you can
that's
cut them
fine.
5 inches long, but they say like about 3.5 inches, something like that long.
Wait a minute. Are you sure they said 5 inches deep? That's almost being decapitated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's also why we bleed on die. You gotta think about the wounds, like,
I mean, think about that. Like,
but you do have to have some kind of deeper penetration for wounds to kill you.
5
that's why
inches
some people,
in depth,
right,
and 1.5 inches in length.
Right.
And that's the one.
So you can like that,
like a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they could have stabbed like going down.
Ain't no bear did that.
Or a
no, they could have stabbed like down, like at an angle.
How would he?
Decapitating or anything. It doesn't say when.
That's what it sounds like.
All right, so what's Miss Ama Takashaki got in her Facebook or whatever we're looking at hers?
I don't know if it's me. Share. Hide. See, what was this place?
Yeah, that's the good stuff. I know. I use it every day. I
know.
That sugar scrub, like, listen, it shouldn't taste that good. I'll be like, I'm looking.
Okay, now, so Stewie, this is like stuff that she would have sent to the private investigators. That's what, like, that she found, or?
I don't know.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Let's see here. We got the Deviant Tracker Pro that they mentioned. Drink recipes.
Oh, okay.
University portal. Note to self. 3 a.m. playlist.
Yeah, she just looking.
And then email. Don't forget her email over there. We can read that on her emails.
I think this was that contact thing. Yeah, this I think is where we email when we think figured out.
Just trying to read
Note
her.
to self. Clean desk. Have a gin and tonic. Turn on the radio. Have another gin and tonic. Stretch for 30 minutes. Talk or take a walk and run. Read something that does not relate to the case. Require extra brain power. Sleep by 1 a.m.
So she's developed a drinking problem.
That's what it sounds like. Well, she is in college. I'm just saying.
No, this is the investigator thing. The university portal is the college.
Oh, this is. Yes. Okay.
Password for Sinus 92. Academic research or resources, stress management, blah, blah, blah. News and events. Campus life.
Oops.
Okay.
Documents and files.
Supply list.
Supplies.
And we got a press release. Let's see what that is. This would have been what the school let out.
Oh, this was their announcement. Yeah.
Yeah, their initial press release, September 1st.
That was pretty fast. So the day after the autopsy.
Yeah. The Whitlock University administration is deeply saddened to announce the untimely passing of Toby Mendia, a graduate student in Whitlock's photography program. Despite all possible precautions, Toby was the tragic victim of an animal attack during the recent Moon Summit expedition. Toby spent his final few weeks doing what he loved, photographing nature. The faculty, staff, students, and entire Whitlock community extend our condolences to the Mendia family during his troubling time. The Moon Summit expedition has been indefinitely suspended to allow the team members, led by Dr. Conrad Wildingham, time to grieve and process the tragedy that befell their friend and co-worker. Toby was a brilliant grad student, and the entire Whitlock community is less without him, said Professor Janet Fredericks, Toby's graduate advisor. Free grief counseling will be offered to the student resource building from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. through September 14th. Ami Takahashi, friend of the deceased will be leading a candlelight vigil outside of the Whitlock Fieldhouse on September 3rd at 8 p.m. All are welcome to attend.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't pay attention to this before. They said that he died doing what he loved, which meant this is something that he's done before. This isn't his first time, even though this is his first expedition. This isn't his first wildlife photography thing. So
that's what he's going to college for. So
right. So
you would assume that that's what he liked.
Wouldn't he know not to be near the cavern?
You would think, but I know a couple of the reports, I believe, mentioned that he went out on his own already. So he might have done this before and like, you know, I'm not a newbie. I know what I'm doing type mentality.
Yeah,
it's like, I know, I got this. You know, I know not to go near bear caves, which he was drugged there, obviously. So, I mean, he probably wasn't close by. Who knows how far they actually drug him. So
Stewie, what's in the supply list in case there's something there?
Yeah, I was about to say, I was going to go look at that. I just want to read that one first.
Any other footprints that weren't his?
They didn't mention any.
Didn't mention footprints other than bear prints.
Yeah, that was it. See here.
Backpack, bear spray. That was the thing I was going to ask. Where was his bear spray?
I don't know.
Because his bear spray wasn't in his bag. It's not listed.
Yeah, 6 backpacks, so each person had one.
One quantity of bear spray. Box, 10 each. So everyone should have had some.
Yeah. 5 bear traps. 2 camera
Why did
tripods.
They have these traps? Were they trapping bears?
Probably to kind of keep themselves safe, maybe?
Yeah, they kept saying humane traps. I think they set them around.
Oh, humane traps.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I know Rusty mentioned that, and then Emma mentioned, because that's what he supposedly went and did during that time frame. And then Emma, I guess, went with them or something, how it sounded. Camera tripod.
Right there, fire knife, 3.75-inch blade.
Yeah, that's that one that's probably the one that was in his bag.
There are 6 of them, so each of them had one.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
Yep.
That's what I was
there's
saying.
2 tripods. So probably one for him and one for what's her face, 6 lanterns.
What's a carabiner?
Carabiner?
It's like something you clip on something. Like some people use like key rings or whatever. It's like little movie, almost kind of like this piece.
I can't see. You gotta tell me what you're saying.
Oh, the multi-tools kind of got one.
This is a like
yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
Oh,
I'm holding it.
Gotcha.
But something kind of clip-on stuff to kind of hold it.
Like when we're doing when we're going down the sides of cliffs and shit.
Right.
Yeah, they use it for that. They use it for some people use it for keychain type ordeals.
I haven't done that in a long time. I feel old.
Clip-on microphones, 6. So they all had that. All of them had compasses. 2 DSLR cameras, 4 batteries.
Was his compass missing?
I think that was one of the things that was found. I don't know if it was in his backpack or.
Never mind.
But they found someone else's compass.
Did they?
That wasn't claimed.
Yeah, they found somebody else that wasn't claimed.
I know they said they found some stuff that wasn't claimed. Let's see. His compass was in his backpack.
Yeah, so there is a hiking medallion, signal mirror, and a compass.
Yeah.
That wasn't claimed.
No one claimed.
Yeah, because here's the
mirror wasn't broken though, right? It was a regular. It's not.
No.
Does it have any sharp edges?
Okay.
Let's see here. We have emergency blankets, excavation kits,
folding survival knife, 3 of those.
Wait a minute. Does that say wooden pick in the excavation kit?
Yes.
That would do it.
A wooden pick. It doesn't say how long it is, but yeah. Includes trowels.
Back again. I'm not going anywhere. I just have to cut something off.
Yeah, 2 dust brushes, wooden pick. Lab tent, 2 of them. Label maker, label tape roll, laptop. Matches, medicine kits, microscope lens, multi-tool, pocket audio recorder, pocket camera, pocket knife, just 2 inches. Portable scale. Man, they got all kinds of fucking knives. Printer paper, rope coils, sampling
SD cards.
Yeah, 1 box of 50.
Yeah, later we're going to want to know where his SD cards are.
Yeah, sewing kits, 2 of those. All right.
Okay, let's see what's in the other page. So far I'm seeing like 2 or 3 knives that are all like 3.5 inches long.
Yeah, I was about to say that one was like 2, I know. But yeah. Oh, wait, I'm seeing this 5-inch blade.
There you go. Tactical knife, 5-inch blade. Boom, that's the weapon.
Wait a minute, what is that?
Tactical knife, it's a 5-inch blade.
I told you there had to be a knife.
I agree with
6
her.
of them, so everybody had one.
Everybody had one. And did they find his tactical knife? Because I don't remember seeing that.
They didn't even mention it in his bag.
Because I don't think there was mentions of any knives.
That means there's one missing.
So whoever killed him took that knife with them.
Probably.
Possibly, or I mean, they could have killed him with their own. I mean, it says that there's 6.
Yeah, everyone had it.
Yeah, but it says.
Everybody had one.
But why doesn't he have one then?
Well,
It
if they
doesn't
used
show
his,
any
they
of
would
the knives,
get
though.
rid of it because of DNA, right?
It also would be better to kill him with his own too, because I mean, but you have to figure out how did they get it to knock, to cut him on the back of the neck to get him, down on the ground. Like how was he not fighting
so there's
back?
a lot of different knives, though. There's like 3
There
or
was
4.
a lot. Yeah, they were
And
shorter,
none of
but they
those
could still cut.
I agree.
I'll say none of those were labeled around his body, so he didn't have anything on him.
But I still think the tactical knife at the 5-inch blade is pretty convenient for the 5-inch.
It is. Everyone had
I would say
one,
that probably is it.
I was waiting for. I'm like, where's the 5-inch thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it has to at least be the knife or the blade or the instrument has to at least be as long as the wound is, because it's a puncture type wound.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah,
the ones in the back anyway would prove the depth, like if nothing else.
Oh yeah.
Well, and weren't those other? Oh, I guess those were animal attacks. I was gonna say there were other lacerations he had that were 3 inches, but again, they probably weren't each coming up to get their cut.
Yeah.
True.
Just sticking Toby like a pin cushion.
Apparently, like he was all messed up, man. All messed up.
Members may also bring the following effects if approved: scientific samples, books, and other research essentials, chargers, flash drives, earphones, and other electronic essentials, writing utensils, journals, folders, and other note-taking essentials. Not included on the list: food, cookware, clothes, shoes, blankets, pillows, toiletries. Prohibited items: alcohol, tobacco products, illegal substances, and firearms.
Why would firearms be prohibited?
Probably because it's dangerous.
Protected animals.
What's the name? Is that just a tactical? Is it a tactical knife, Theo?
Tactical knife.
That's what it says. Tactical knife.
Okay.
So far, that's what I'm going for weapon.
Yeah.
That's the vote.
Unless
we have other evidence.
I know there's some stuff mentioned about the Deviant Tracker. Let's see what else on here. Leading software for private investigators worldwide, with our focus on organization and security, will help you safely manage every aspect of your investigation. Okay. Oh, looks like tools. It's the only thing. Animal ID chart. Eastern black bear, skull length, canine tooth length, amount of teeth. Okay. Grizzly bears, the wolf, Canada lynx. It's a little bit more.
Kitty. Pretty little kitty. Okay.
Cipher decoder, I remember that. So we didn't have any ciphers, I don't believe.
Yeah. And then there was autopsy terms.
Yeah, so I guess we have to look up what that one word meant. It's probably on here. But yeah, just a little dictionary, I guess, for us to understand more.
Interesting. Well, if the goal is just to find the weapon, what are we feeling?
That was all for this episode.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Why do they have aneurysm in there?
It's just autopsy terms, like a dictionary. I doubt all of this.
I didn't hear aneurysm come up.
Yeah, it probably has nothing to do with that autopsy. It's probably just a bunch of medical terms.
Okay.
Like a small little whatever. Just in case.
Thorax.
Yeah, jugular, avidity, livor mortis.
Okay. So what are we feeling, people, on the murder weapon?
I agree. I think it's that tactical knife.
that what we think?
It was the only one that could go deep enough that they listed.
I mean, as far as like
But you also, can we take into consideration that this is what was on the list of stuff that they could bring? You know,
this is what stuff that was stuff that they did have.
Right. We don't know what girlfriend got in her tent.
Well, that's true. That's true. But if we go off what we have, I think all I've seen that I think we could probably say is it's killed him was then the tactical knife.
I mean, obviously, we are supposed to obviously go through all the lists and stuff and put what we think it is, and not just the items that they found that they put under evidence. Because I don't know who was doing that, like, partial investigation. Like, there's knives at the scene, and you only took this bear claw and this little
puncture fucking wound.
And you know the puncture wound was like 5 inches deep, and you was like, all them lives there though. Let's leave. That don't matter. Like, who is this? What?
Well, and I think it's because they're park rangers, right? They're not like SVU. Like,
well, somebody should have been looking at like CSI Miami or something. What's wrong with them?
Yeah,
they're probably more used to actual animal attacks, so when they see it, they're like, "Yeah,
that animal bit them. They scratched them. They got them."
That happens. It happened last week. Next week, just.
Never mind this autopsy that's saying that he was already dead when the animal started clawing at him. Okay.
Well, now, they wouldn't have. Maybe the Rangers didn't see the puncture wound.
They might not have looked at the actual autopsy. I like how they just went out to the couch like, yeah, he died from animal attack. Like, first off, stop reporting information you don't know true.
They want to cover their asses. So that the Medea family don't go after them.
Oh, wait. So we just email her and then she tells us if it's right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I just said something about putting that as the thing. All right, let's see here. I think you're right about the murder weapon. Out of all possibilities, it had to have been the tactical knife. All the fatal wounds on Toby's body were 5 inches deep, and the tactical knife has a 5-inch blade. The expedition supply Ami uploaded to her count list several other potential weapons, but none of them could have been made stab wounds that deep. According to the autopsy, the non-fatal wounds were indicative of animal scavenging behavior, but the fatal wounds had no such indication. I didn't even notice that. The wounds inflicted by the bear after Toby died, they were the perfect cover-up. Was it an awful coincidence, or did the murderer plan all of this? Since they dragged him to the thing, I think they planned it.
Right, obviously.
I'll let Ami know what you've uncovered and ask her to dig up some more materials from the university archive. In the meantime, I'll think about how we can proceed from here. Expect a new assignment in my next letter. We'll be approaching this as a murder case from now on. Great work, investigator.
Bloop. You better tell Michelle that she better not bother Ami till late in the day because she's drunk.
She is. She getting her drink on.
Who's drinking?
Ami Takashami.
Is she?
I think she's drinking.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was like, gin and tonic, brush my teeth.
No, that's a great investigations. That would have been Michelle.
Oh,
the university
look at her. I don't know how she going to be involved. How she busy with cases when she be
talking? Yeah, I think that's what us to do to take a break.
Yeah, because she drinking. That's why she got y'all going to do the work over here because I'm busy.
Because it says tipsy. Read something that does not relate to the case. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that would have been...
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, I think that university portal was the only thing for Amy, so we can get into her school account. But yeah, great investigations right here. So,
listen, that's worse. At least the college student got a reason.
Thank you.
She be like, listen, people's lives in your hands. She over there getting tipsy and shit. Can't trust her at all. Making us do the work while she over there partying and shit. I was starving.
Anything all day.
Girl, it's almost midnight. You'll be playing around.
No, it's not, is it?
Yeah, it's like 11:50. Girl.
So y'all want to do another or call it not?
Wait, did it take us 3 hours? Did it really take us 3 hours to do this?
Not 3, but we started at 10. So like almost 2 hours.
Oh, we started at 10.
Yeah. So I think it's about 2
for us.
So I think we should stop here.
Do it again.
Yeah.
We can do more next time.
We got through this whole episode.
We could probably do more next time if we start earlier too.
True. Now we're kind of more familiar with how, the platform, how it works. Because I was terrified.
That was fun. We know what we doing when we should have been detectives, y'all. I'm just telling you. So open our own practice.
I might have to change my name.
I don't know if there'll be as much actual reading next time since we did all the field interviews. Now I don't know. Can't remember.
I don't know. Depends on what the second episode wasn't. You never know though. It could take a twist and then be more to read because.
Yeah.
You I got this figured out, and all of a sudden.
A bit of reading. So
we gotta avenge Toby, man.
We can split up the reading too a little.
Yeah, we can. If there's a lot more, I don't know if there even as much. We can each take a thing or whatever.
Yeah, so, that's what I'm thinking. Each of us take a section of stuff to read and then kind of talk.
Mm-hmm.
There's a faculty review.
What do you mean? Say it again.
There's enough stuff that maybe we can each take a section, faculty reviews for one person, PI and AMI letter for another person, the protest article for another.
Yeah, it looks like there's 5 things, 5 or 6.
Yeah. Break it out, and then.
All right, can you assign that to us in the group?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all of those are in that Google.
I'm sorry. Can you
assign it?
Specific parts, like what Baird is saying? Can you assign different things to one of us?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I'll go in and see whatever's shortest.
Please put it in the group and not in the chat.
Yeah. yeah. I'll go through all that and kind of sign it or whatever.
Cool. This was fun. I like doing murder with you all.
Yes, it's cool.
And I want to make sure Toby is avenged.
Oh, I didn't take any notes. I thought I was going to be taking a lot.
Y'all think that you're going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to have one of those Toby memorial pages on Facebook? Why is he dead?
Taking the picture off. Taking the bear attack pictures,
We got to do it. We got to do
people to like it.
When is Army doing the visual?
You're gonna be like, who died? You can be like, Toby did.
Toby did.
I'm not sure right now. I'm who's really in doing one by herself? So it's looking like.
I was about to say those interviews. I mean, she's the only one that doesn't have somebody else that kind of covers her up.
I'm gonna be pissed if we get to the end and each one of these idiots were in on it.
Yeah.
It could be one less than.
I know we have to eliminate suspects, but I mean, it could be who actually stuck the knife in his body.
Well, we can eliminate suspects, but it could still just be
Yeah, I was about to say they could still been in on it. They just wasn't the person that actually killed him.
They could be accomplices or after the fact type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm eliminating Rusty.
Yeah, I still think
you always got to think of those men with long hair.
I do.
Yep.
I had no thing for Rusty, and
get him all
maybe if he was my usual flavor, if he was Japanese or Korean, then I'd be like, listen, he did not do it, y'all.
She's so bad.
Did not do it, y'all.
His flavor looks like nutty pecan to me. I'm like,
yeah, I don't really care about it. I saw him, I was like, he's a murderer.
He kills somebody.
He kills things or someone.
Look at his.
I instantly feel like Lillian was the one.
Well, Lillian is very suspect because of the whole concept of her, the camera being destroyed, probably took her memory card. Yeah, well.
What we knew about her, when I saw the picture, I said, that's that bitch that did it.
Yeah. Well, she's suspect. Especially with Evan. Once I read it, I was like, she's
y'all, it's gonna be
it has to be the person, usually it's the person you least expect in most cases.
Right.
That's usually the case. Not the person you expect, because that would be Rusty.
Yeah.
Richie.
No.
This is what happened. Richie found out that Toby was his son.
Now she's making up a drama. All right, here we go.
Spoilers.
Authors can't do this.
And Toby said, "You my dad, and I'm gonna tell everybody." And he was like, "You better not." And then he hit him by
mistake.
It's
like a Luke Skywalker ordeal.
And that's how he died.
That's intense.
Add some drama to it. We don't. I can make it a lot more dramatic. If I wrote it, I get everybody involved. Everybody gonna have a piece of that.
Everybody killed him.
That's right.
It's like a Get Out, but like lying.
Mm-hmm. I would have made it where I would see my twist would have been like Toby actually tripped and fell on some shit, and then they wanted the camera, so then they would just like, I'm gonna finish him off. Like, shit, that's what I would have went with.
Opportunist.
Mm-hmm.
I had a wife that I
turn around and got ate by bear.
Everybody did it.
That's right. Looking bear, but and the bear looking like I didn't do nothing. I was just tasting.
I didn't kill Toby. I killed this other guy.
It was an open salad bar. Y'all persecuted me.
Like, I didn't kill Toby, but I did take Toby granola because you know what he gonna do with it now.
He didn't need it. He's I saw the whole thing. Why nobody interview me? Bear over there looking like shaking his head.
Hey, boo boo.
I know who did it.
Look for that picnic basket, you know, but he only found a granola bar.
Picnic basket.
No picnic basket.
But Yogi, Ranger Rob said we can't have a picnic.
I used to
Rangers showing up. See, they left that ranger station at 12:15. It took them 2 hours to walk up to that camp.
Well, how big?
Somebody would have told me, and I've been like, "Do we have like a bike or something, like I want something we can ride on." I'd be like, otherwise we're gonna have to wait for a chopper.
Look, I'm not trying to be funny, but Toby like, and the other dude like, listen, y'all. Did y'all forget y'all skin tone? I'm not trying to be funny, but why y'all go out in the wilderness?
I said that in the beginning.
Now, seriously, it's white people shit, isn't it?
It is. I'm like, all right, listen, I know you get up in your feelings and you got your friends and stuff, and you kind of forget that if you start hanging out with all your white friends, they might get you killed.
Old dude Richie, he went because I
love DL, but listen, he be like, let's go on a trip, DL. I'll be like, look, DL, I love you, man.
I love me some camping.
Listen, right. I'll be the one getting killed.
Guy going for
last time I went camping, I had to pull a dude's car out of a pond.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
I don't even go on a so you better believe I'm not about to go in the wilderness.
Oh, what's his name? Richie?
Wait a minute. Y'all forgot the other part that you know the black guy, something was up because not only was he going on a 5-month expedition, but a 5-month expedition outside in the cold.
Right.
He went.
Yeah, exactly. What's he doing?
He is having an affair with Conrad, and Conrad went. So that's the only way you getting brother man.
Somebody having an affair with somebody
in the cold.
First of all, Conrad is all right. Let's take it another level. Well, Conrad, like he's older guy. Okay, he might. When you get older, look, I'm in my late 30s, and I know the cold don't make my bones feel good. Okay, so he's like way older than that. So you think he's gonna be like, let's go out in cold? Like I really care about this, and it'd be like he was trying to get some of that Emma.
And he's like, I'm gonna do yoga.
No, he was trying to get Conrad.
Talking about getting. I'm only saying that because he was in his tent. And he was over there stretching, and he was like, "Look, I'm putting my headphones on. I hear something coming from the other tent." Wow,
but he was mad with him. That's why he was throwing shade.
But he was the one that volunteered. It said that Conrad picked everybody, but on his, the first to volunteer.
Right,
so
right.
But he also said that Conrad had what was it? That his science something was shitty, or is
say that him
evidentiary, whatever, some nerdy shit I don't even understand.
Right,
them first 4 weeks or whatever, something happened between them. They broke up. Sex wasn't good. Something happened. Because now Richie throwing shade.
Minx is coming out, y'all. Watch out.
Because what he said, think about this. He literally said he was the one who volunteered because there was an opportunity to be with this great guy, Conrad, my boy, my man. Whatever, right? He get up there and they ask him questions like, "Oh yeah, he in there doing yoga, trying to stretch out his body, trying to make up for the loss of integrity of his scientific whatever the hell." They had a spat. Excuse me, they had a spat. He mad. Something went down, and now I don't even want to be in the tent with him, looking at him showing his goody boy parts.
Thank you.
His goody boy parts.
I'm gonna sit over here.
I guarantee he's stretching naked.
You know he is.
Probably.
I was confused by that part. Was he
Reese
stretching in the tent with him?
Reese
He was saying the tent
for them first couple weeks.
Was he saying the tent next to him
He left
was where he was?
He left the tent because he was like, I didn't
Yeah,
want
he
to
was
watch
in the lab tent, I
I
think.
don't wanna
And
watch
I
his
think he
balls.
shared an actual sleeping tent together.
But he made a point of saying that.
But how we know Conrad was in there by himself at that point? 'Cause he put the earphones on. That's what I'm like.
Oh,
That's
true.
what the scratching. He heard scratching sounds and rustling in the tent.
I was about to say,
and he was at the other tent.
Scratching makes sounds.
I mean,
that's why I was like, maybe Conrad was
standing
getting
up,
along
I make
with
sounds.
Emma.
Oh my god!
It was his way of throwing shade at Conrad.
Either way, he was. But I'm like, I'm trying to think about accomplices here. Like,
Emma.
That's where I'm going.
I was about to say, we can, by stories, Reese kind of cancels out Conrad's, but that doesn't mean Reese didn't do it because nothing cancels out Reese. Exactly. Same thing with Emma and Rusty.
And Rusty. But Rusty didn't mention her, though.
He doesn't. He doesn't mention
her either.
He doesn't, but she mentions that she wanted to go with him, but did she
heard
go?
Him say, hey, I'm going to go set traps or, check on the traps.
She said she wanted to go, but did she go? Did she say, I went, or she said, I wanted to go?
She didn't go.
I think she said she wanted to go.
She also doesn't mention him being bit by the whatever. Remember how he was...
Right, if she actually went with him, she would have known that.
Yeah,
where was Emma when you were getting chewed up by the cheetah?
Right, like, you expect us to... I don't know. He's suspicious with that. He got a wound.
Well, I mean, that kind of, like I said, cancels out Conrad and Reese in a way. I mean, if you're going to believe everybody.
If you're going to believe their alibi.
But that doesn't cancel out Rusty and Wildingham, but not Reese or Emma.
Yeah, and then what's her name?
Lillian.
Those three are still up for grabs. Like,
her story sucks balls. Because her whole thing was, and I'm coming to do this, and I'm doing that, and I'm doing the other thing, and by the way, this and the third, and we were kindred spirits, he and I, and he went his way, and I went my way, and then we looked at more rainbows. That bitch is trying to get her alibi.
Unless she's
a bad alibi.
We're supposed to all think, oh, she went off by herself.
Right, but like that's a bad alibi. Whenever you go off by yourself, your alibi is blown out the water because no one saw you.
Yeah, but
so that's like
she tried to establish that how close they were by calling him a kindred spirit.
I know. She was trying to.
You trying to establish that because you ain't like that boy. You jealous of that little boy.
Obviously, her 1996.
Last time I did.
And then he's getting his stuff published in some.
He's about to get a Pulitzer.
I'm like, she wasn't published in '96. That's been a minute.
No, I'm talking about. He said something about sending stuff from the expedition, like to some big fancy magazine or something. Afterwards,
she probably stole his shit. He was like, "I'm
about to get a Pulitzer," and her ass was just about to get back.
I love how he's gone from being like a graduate student photographer. He's getting.
He was going to do it. She saw something in it where she could take it, use it, claim it for herself because she a big ass Karen.
Yep. Yeah, well, she wants her own 5 minutes of fame.
Again.
I mean, damn, how desperate are you? Be like, well, I'm killing this boy. Like,
I'm gonna speak to Toby's manager.
Did she like ask him for like, I'll pay you for it? He was like, what, you crazy?
Probably asked him. He probably like, no.
She lost some shit.
Right. He asked her. She asked him. He said no, and she said, oh, okay.
All right.
Go on and go look at your little, take some pictures. Lay on the ground and take some pictures. Bam!
Go get the two. I'm gonna steal it and then smash your camera.
And took his shit.
Yeah, she did. That's probably why they got him in the back. He was laying down taking care of my little brother. Always do that, be like angling this shit and be on the ground and shit. Bam! Didn't see it coming.
About possibly laying down to take pictures or something.
Yeah,
and I wonder.
I always do it all the time.
I wonder which one would have had a biology background, because then they also would have known where to stab him. Dr. Nigel.
I was supposed to say one of them. I know.
Wait, somebody was a bio person.
Ricci.
Is it Ricci?
Yeah, biologist, Dr. Nigel Ricci or Ricci or whatever.
So he would know a little bit about anatomy, about where that needed to go.
Actually, he would know a lot because wasn't part of his specialty was a mammalogy. That's all about mammals.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And who's a zoologist? Which one of them is a zoologist? Was it Conrad?
Conrad was a zoologist.
Oh, Conrad.
He is, yeah, as well.
Zoologist and expedition leader.
So he would have known about the animals.
So his boyfriend Richie.
He also.
Too.
So maybe what they had was a little menage a trois.
Yeah, I was about to say research on mammalian hibernation patterns, so he would have known about the bears.
Sure. Yep, see. You getting 2 for 1, my boy.
Listen. Well, I mean,
he volunteered, so he could have heard that fucking what's his face? Toby got selected, or was all right. I want to kill him. I
want to kill him. He
was a professor or something. He could have been like one of those smart students that knew everything. And the professor's like, all right, calm down. I'm the teacher here. I know I've had students like that when I was in college. Like, oh, I know the answer. This is this. Or they'll argue with the professors. Like, you're wrong. I'm right. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right.
Oh, man, they get mad about that shit. Only thing you do is crazy one be like,
I mean, he's spirited, so I feel like he's very bubbly and energetic. He's like, yeah.
Like, calm your ass down forever.
This boy being dead. Who gained the most if he's dead?
I say Lillian probably gained the most. Because she could possibly, come into fortune or something if she sold.
I mean, his camera being crashed is kind of a giveaway in that area.
She made a point of talking about how they were kindred. I can't get past that.
Well, of course, she had to point out they were friends.
If he died, of course he would want her to have all the footage to make sure that she got the documentary done. Right?
I'm sure that's what she would
definitely gain. Just based on what we know, because there could be other motivations going on that like I said, Richie could be the daddy. Be his daddy.
I was about to say, we got 5 more boxes of shit. So I'm sure
we don't know.
Yeah,
on this little bit, I would say Rusty have nothing to gain because his job calls for him to be good at this.
And once they leave, it's like it never happened anyways.
If he can't keep people safe, then he doesn't need to be with them. Like his job is to
lose his job or whatever.
Right. And then the Dr. Conrad, he needs this exposition to work, period, because he's trying to prove some shit. Well, he probably wrong anyway, because again, I still think he came up to an albino cat thinking it was a ghost lynx. But we don't know. He could have found a new creature on the planet. And then Richie, I'm determined that Richie and Conrad is boyfriends.
You funny.
At some point.
Because he
maybe not currently.
Volunteered. Ain't no
apparently they broke up.
Volunteering to sleep outside in the cold.
For 5 months in Alaska.
Unless he's snuggling up to his own bed.
That's not exactly the best.
And then how his Conrad kind of flipped. He was talking crazy about him, and then it's like, no.
Although to be fair, let's think about this. They live in Connecticut, right? So they get cold. They get real cold winter. So
they do.
But
still ain't no black people sleeping outside.
And no like showers or bathrooms.
Hey, the ones that do end up like Toby. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
And Toby young.
I did notice a river, so they could like
25. So he don't care
that way, but cold ass water.
Yeah, really though.
But Richie,
you gotta think about them the way they killed Toby and the way they try to set it up with the bears. I'm like, you heard how much land that in place has, and they were like, let's do the bear thing. So it's obviously someone also that's informed about the bears because they went there. Because if you're just gonna murder him and steal with his stuff without knowing about bears,
we gotta see how much Lillian talks to Rusty, because she may be getting some info from Rusty to be able to set up the bears as a murderer.
Yeah, and just failed at it because she didn't realize the bears weren't gonna be that interested.
Because it was mentioned that Lillian and Toby both went out on their own to take photos off and on. Right. So she could just came across it.
I think that's also subterfuge, or like they trying to give us a misdirect.
Yeah.
Of some sort. You never know.
Well, I mean, also with the stories, everybody cancels out everybody's. Or
came and found the camera and was like, bitch.
I'm taking that. I feel like she would just go out by herself since nobody else actually mentioned.
See, this is why the suspect get eliminated.
She might not know it was a barricade, but knew, there's probably tracks and scat and stuff around. It's like, all right.
That's why I'm saying multiple people could be involved too, and in different ways, because let's say Lily, like DL said, she came across the whole situation happening, and she wanted that fucking camera, and she wanted what he had, so she was like, took what she wanted after the fact. You know what I mean?
No, I'm talking about she could have like came across that cave before she killed him, and that's how she could have. I mean, just out there exploring, taking pictures, and like, oh, hey, you know, this would be a good spot to do a cover up.
Yeah, well,
bears do morning hours, like morning, like the weed kind of morning hours.
Yeah,
and they say he died before midnight, right?
Yeah, 9 to 11 at the time frame.
So between that, so a bear wouldn't have done that. Then the scavenging part would have happened.
Yeah,
but the murder part, the kill part would not.
Yeah, so them saying that they even got killed by a bear was like, let's not have it.
They should have known better than that alone.
They didn't care. It was just like,
because they do,
easier to say.
They do like foraging hours, okay? So they wouldn't even been out at that time of night. Ooh, see, yeah, somebody covering this shit up. Ami is right.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know this because we found out that he wasn't killed by a bear. So
the other thing, going on. Now it would also benefit the college for it to be covered up to protect Conrad.
Mm-hmm. Especially if he doesn't
have another exposition.
Yeah, if he can't find the ghost links and he wants to go back out again.
Right, and they said in the last thing with Ami, when Ami was talking about the candlelight visual, they said they stopped the expedition for now, you know, in lieu of the fact that this poor child was killed. But they didn't say they weren't going to pick it back up because they made sure that they said it was an accident. Basically, it was Toby's fault that he died.
No matter how much stuff he knew not to do, it still happened.
His fault that he died, not the fact that an expedition happened, and they trying to already place the blame on the victim.
Listen, Conrad is guilty too.
People that could have had an influence on how that would have been Nigel or Conrad, I feel, because they were both professors or whatever. I mean, I think Emma and the other chick weren't professors anyway.
Yeah.
I think they were former students or current students.
And
or
their
something.
reputation wouldn't have nothing to lose, but the other two older ones would.
Yeah, especially Conrad, because he would want to go back to make sure he got that footage or whatever of the ghost links. I feel like he could be in on the cover up at least.
That's what I was saying.
I don't think it's a ghost link. I still think it's an albino cat.
I'm sure
it could have been
ghost links because
gin and tonic. Michelle sent him gin and tonic. He's like,
isn't that what she told us to do, to chill out for a little while?
No, I think that was her personal stuff.
Right.
That's what she
said. Note herself. So that's what her daily routine.
Get up in the morning, gin and tonic.
And they have like drink recipes and stuff.
Watch a movie, gin and tonic.
Drive the kids to school, have a gin
and tonic. Read a book,
gin and
tonic.
I
wonder if that was on the playlist. I didn't even look at the playlist.
Yeah, what's she listening to while she drinking that gin and tonic?
Pull it up.
Green Day or something, probably.
No, if she does, I'll be like, Michelle, I quit.
I'm listening to Rain.
Let's see here.
Ain't no K-pop on there, Aphrodite.
Oh, if she has K-pop, I quit.
Spotify. The Woods.
So they must not have spent a lot of money on the rates.
Afterglow. Come on now. Richie and Conrad was doing it.
She is so funny.
Medicine Man. That's probably Rusty because he was the one that did the first aid.
Johnny Cash.
Hurt.
This is our boss. This is our boss's playlist.
Long Nights. I bet they was.
You so funny.
I love a rainy night.
It's the music that she plays when she's drinking that gin and tonic.
Yep.
Moon Summit
research.
Well, we supposed to be listening.
I like how it says 3 a.m. research.
Damn, like what about 3 a.m. researcher?
Sleep by 1 a.m.
Clean desk.
Apparently that 1 a.m. sleep did not happen. That's her thing. That's how she is, man.
Have another
radio drink recipe.
Gin and
then she got the recipe up there. Gin and juice. Let's go.
I have some Moscato in the refrigerator, man.
Look at
I got a new
girl. She ready to go. She's serious.
She's not playing.
Man, olives and everything. Shit. I don't even drink and they all look good.
I have never heard of a yellow tomato Bloody Mary. What is that? Stop.
Blackberry Collins.
Yep.
How you make it?
It's a recipe on it.
View recipe.
Yeah.
Stop.
It's got a 5-star. I guess everybody likes
it. Is it like a Tom Collins? Only it's blackberry?
It's like a Tom Collins with blackberries.
I don't want that.
Bon appetit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
fresh blackberries, 1 cup sugar, 2 cups chilled dry gin, 3/4 cup fresh lemon juice, 2 cups chilled club soda.
I'm all about this.
Aphrodite, did you end up tasting that drink we had at the convention?
Yeah.
Curves Rock drink.
I also ended up with my forehead on the desk.
Was it strong?
I know. I'm a punk.
Because he said it was good. I mean, I didn't drink. I had the virgin version.
It was really good.
Everybody said they liked it. I wish I could have sent Barrett. So I know he used to drink.
It was.
I don't drink anymore.
It's dangerous because it tastes.
It is called Dangerous Curves. We weren't.
But it tastes the difference.
That's the official.
I'm the only one out of our crew that drank. Danny,
I was like, you gotta taste it. I had the virgin. It was good.
I don't drink it all, and Barry, you don't drink anymore. I'm the only one that drank, and I ain't had a drink since New Year's, and I got a whole bottle of Moscato in the refrigerator.
Uh-oh.
I think before we do this next time, you drink half that bottle.
Oh, I can't drink half if y'all want me to actually play. Don't let all this voluptuousness fool
No, I think it'd be more fun if you're sitting there kind of half looped, like, yeah.
That's hilarious.
And I just got a corkscrew too.
Wine key.
Sipping some wine.
Sipping on gin? No, y'all don't know. I can't. The reason why I don't drink a lot or often is because I can't.
I can't.
I can't.
I used to. Lord.
I never was a drinker anyway. But that drink, like what she's talking about, every year we have a different drink at Curves, the convention. And the purple one with all the fruit in it.
Yeah, it was good.
That was absolutely too good for words.
It did good.
The problem with it was it tasted good. So you'd be tempted to drink more.
You'd be drinking it and they not even, and they be like, oh.
Fortunately.
It was people going around there too happy. They was just good.
And it only
tasting good and they forgot. Listen.
Right. It only took the first one because like, I'm a lightweight. Yes, I am, but still would take a minute.
I don't remember what the main liquor ingredient was. Do you?
Oh my goodness! You can get the recipe. They made it for us.
I know they made it for us specifically. We had to go do the taste test. And I had the virgin.
Oh, remember the one that
I had like 7.
No, the one the year before was better with the purple lemonade looking one.
Yeah.
Me and Lori, we got tossed.
Y'all messed up though.
Girl,
I'm over there I'm getting high on some sugar. Y'all getting high on some real shit. Y'all like, y'all got a buzz going. I'm like,
you have to drink some Moscato with me one day. Like we got to have a pajama party. I need to have a Patreon pajama party.
That'd be fun.
Hey, we were supposed to do that already.
Yeah,
but COVID hit.
So these is your lives for what? The next 6 episodes or whatever? How many do we have? 6?
6 altogether, yeah.
So 6 of these. So yeah, someone else do it. I'm down. Just tell me when. I take the lives.
We should do a live and just talk shit and.
I want to
do. I am going to sign up to be a beta this weekend. Sorry, I was busy doing writing shit all week. But Ricky finally went back to work, so I was.
It's good. I'm just telling you, I was an alpha.
I can't beta for you for that. But I can, like, if you want to throw something specific at me to read, I can do that. I will be a waste of time for you. I don't read fast enough. Yeah, but I want to help you out.
It's good stuff.
Like, remember when you gave me,
I was going to say, Tilbury alpha it. I've added to it.
I saw the thing like, hey, read it or do it this weekend. And I was like, I gotta do that. So it's on my list.
I was going to kind of put the deadline at the end of the month. So like the 31st would be like the last day. So 2 days.
I'm gonna do
I'm
it.
useless.
Sometime
I'm
early
useless as a
February, I'll be
beta.
sending those out.
I feel bad because I really am useless as a beta, but I'm good as an alpha.
She is good as an alpha. She's like one of my alphas now.
But
don't even think about a light. My light's like, I'm going to leave.
That was an amazing catch. I'm just gonna say, like, that was some like mom shit right there for real.
Yeah, if my eyes become faster with a 4-year-old around. I'm like, bitch, don't move.
Right? So how are edits going for you? You're in edit mode right now?
Yeah, I'm editing the alpha, getting the alpha reads back. Actually, it's all good stuff. Aphrodite's awesome. She should just be an editor, but she's like, she hates.
I'm not done. Couldn't be my job.
But she's really good as an alpha, as catching things. That's what I have her doing, and then I have another alpha who's just reading and only commenting on like if there's going to be any story loop, any holes or anything like that, or something doesn't make sense to her or something like that. But she's really loving it. She's eating it up. She's like, oh my god, I need the next one. Oh my god, you had a cliffhanger.
Good.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, so she's really into it, which I was like, yesterday I was having a shitty day, and then she was like, came up and was like, listen, this is awesome. I need the next one. And it like made my day, like, for real.
I
And
just
I love whatever, right?
Chapter 4.
Yeah, so I'm like, they're going, so I'm getting through some stuff, but I'm like, my schedule is
right
now. Yeah, it's I had the whole thing finished, but I'm just giving them 2 chapters at a time.
Yeah.
So they getting, some of the chapters are shorter, but then some are longer. You'll get one that's like 14 pages, and you'll get one that's 20 pages.
I think the one I have now is both of them are 9s.
Yeah, they're 9s. And they're kind of like hits. They're shorts.
See, that's what I gotta figure out. Like, I feel like my chapters are too long.
Mine range depends on what's going on in the chapter.
Mine for kids.
I just let it be what it's going to be. I don't really measure them out.
Barrett, here's the thing. You'll either have short chapters but have, I'm making up numbers. You'll either have short chapters but have 100 of them, or you'll have longer chapters and have 25 of them, but you still have the same amount of pages.
No, right? Yeah, I worry because I've been doing these.
Do your breaks. Don't worry about the lengths of them. Worry about where you're dropping people. Like at the end of this chapter, and you're
like scenes and stuff like that.
To turn the next page to get them into.
I kind of like do like a focal thing, like what's this chapter about, and then I make sure that I cover what that chapter is about by the end of that chapter. Right. Then that's when I move on. It don't matter if that chapter is 5 pages or 8 pages or 15 pages or 25 or 30. As long as I get what I wanted across in that chapter, then that's when that chapter is done. Like one of the chapters in Cagliostro, I'm like, it's focusing on him telling her about this. So once he tells her about that, that's it for that chapter. Let's say as an example. So it doesn't matter how many pages. I have no idea at the time how many pages that's going to be. But once that objective is done, that's the focus of that chapter. So then that chapter is over.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it. So never mind.
Don't worry. Don't. And even right now, especially regardless, don't worry about it at all. Where it feels good to stop,
that's when you know you're ready to stop.
And there's nothing wrong with long chapters.
No, nothing. Well, I'd be like, oh man, this chapter too short sometimes. Like,
the only reason I worry about it is like, so I'm doing part of the series I'm trying to do this year is like where I'm reading books in YA, and I have different ones chosen from now through June. I'm going to do a second half at the end of the year, and I'm trying to pick stuff that I would read in my own life that's YA, right? And what I'm noticing now that I'm on my second is so far they're both traditional, so I don't know if that's different, but short chapters. I mean, like 8 pages is a long chapter.
For like YA
book, right?
Maybe a little bit shorter,
right?
Because you got to think of like your audience is like attention span.
I see what you're saying.
You know? Right. I mean, if it's a long chapter, you want to be able to hold their attention throughout that whole chapter.
Right. That's my word.
So it's easier to kind of keep their attention less or shorter or less amount of time.
Most people stop reading at the end of a chapter.
Yeah, that's why I said try to keep their attention.
Put the book down to come back to the next day. Sorry about the chewing, guys. And so, yeah, I see what you're saying, especially when you come down with kids.
It really depends on, because I did that with chapter, what was that, chapter 4 for Aphrodite? I don't know if you finished that. I think, chapter 4. Kim seemed to think it was a cliffhanger because of the conversation and how I just ended the conversation right at that point. She was like,
but you want to do that.
Like, she was like, what?
But
wait, this is a cliffhanger. I was in. That was it. Just stop. And she was like, I need that chapter. So I've read books while I'm in the middle of reading, and I end the chapter, and then I need to know what happened, so I can't put it down that night, and I gotta read it.
Yes,
I got that so many times when people was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna read like 3 chapters."
Yeah, that didn't work with Shattered. I was like, boom, boom, boom. Shattered was done. I read Shattered like 19 times.
But I read Shattered in like 2 days. But Shattered
was a long book.
I was about to say mine has a lot of chapters, but shorter.
It all works.
I mean, you look at the first chapter, which is like the longest chapter in the book, is like over 4,000 words, and then I forgot where it is. It's the War Machine chapter. I know what chapter it is, but I don't remember what number. But it's like 500 words. So I mean, it's whatever.
I think I have like chapter 12 was like the shortest chapter, like 5 pages, something like that.
Yeah.
But my pages did average out, but I absolutely, and Danny can tell you, like the first run, and I'm gonna make this up because I don't remember exactly where I did things. I had like 16 chapters that turned into 21 chapters. The page count didn't change; it's just where I stopped changed.
Right.
But
I know with METAGORE, my first chapter was only 2 chapters. So I combined it. That's why
I didn't even worry about it while I was writing because I know me, and I'm gonna find the part where my brain went, "Oh, that's gonna be a good dip." Stop.
Yeah.
Stop right here.
Well, I
changed my chapters after the fact. Like it was 15, and then they grew.
That's what I'm saying. The page number won't change. The writing's done. Now I just need to, like, I'm in this one today where I'm reading it and I'm going, should this be 2 chapters? Like, could I break this in the middle somewhere? That's what I'm doing.
Depends on the focus of the chapter.
Where you're thinking about drop, where you're thinking about cutting it. Is it, and I'm using cliffhanger for lack of a better term, does it feel like if you stop right here, the person has to turn to get out the next chapter?
I think so.
If you're just stop talking and then you just go in the next chapter is people picking up talking, so to speak. Don't do that.
No, it's not that. It's more like 2 big things happen. And so, and the editor's notes were like pacing is what I'm working on this round, to pick up pacing in my first 100 pages. And so, you know, as I got to this, there's this one chapter that's before the 3rd mark where she's like, we want to work on the first 100 pages, pacing. Everything after that's great. And so when I was doing it today, I was like, this chapter's 20 pages. That's a lot for like a teen. Like when
20 pages might be a lot.
Right? That's long for a teen. So, because I just finished this book, Lore, which you guys, I swear it was amazing. So,
but you don't need to make it 10 and 10 either. So don't do that to yourself.
No. Yeah, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. It's like what it's going to end up being is like 14 and 6. So
nothing wrong with that.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta tell you something though, Barrett. The paintings behind you, I love them.
Thank you.
Did you draw those?
I got them at a garage sale.
Oh my god! And I can't see them too clear, but it looks like somebody playing instruments.
Yeah, so in my dining room, and I still have my Christmas stuff up because Ricky got COVID and couldn't help me take it down.
Oh, don't look. Mine is still up too.
At a garage sale, and then this one, which you can't really see, he's metal. Like that's a metal. That piano thing is 3-dimensional. It's metal.
Oh, it looks like a piano.
So yeah, it is. That one, Ricky. And then over my bench, you really can't see, but I have 2 guys playing jazz, which you really can't see over there.
I'm saying, I love it.
Your taste is impeccable.
Music.
Love it.
Yeah, Ricky bought me the metal one. We were in a shop and in Florida, the Lawless Swamp, and we went into this shop, gay art shop, and I saw this metal one, and I was like, I want it, and it was like expensive for what we spend. And he was like, I don't know, and I was like, you got room in your credit card, Daddy. And anyway, he bought it and didn't tell me. So when we came home, I unwrapped it. And I was like, oh,
nice.
I will marry you.
I got a bunch of new canvases.
Yes.
A bunch of them. So I'm gonna make my art for the wall. Like I'm gonna take 4 of these, and I'm gonna box them together.
Yes.
To make one big canvas, draw the art, and then separate them into their frames.
Yes.
Cool. And I can't wait.
I love it.
I have if my apartment is, the walls are 100% bare, like 100%, and it drives me crazy. Like I gotta paint and I gotta put some art up.
Same.
But I like to go to thrift stores and get really nice frames. Like I'll get the art, but the art will suck. And so repaint the canvas or give it to the kids and say paint the canvas, and they'll do some artwork on it. And then I have these expensive frames that cost me pennies.
That's I've told everyone that comes to my house, because the other thing I have all over our place is there's an artist that died, I don't know, 50 years ago, 40 years ago, but he did pencil sketches all throughout St. Louis. And so I bought all of them and framed them. And it was funny, people came in, they're like, we love your art. I was like, the frames cost more than everything, except the one metal piece I have. The frames in here cost more than any piece.
Framing is expensive.
It is.
No shit. And I will go in Michael's with like 8 coupons and be like, here we go. We're doing this for $25, everybody.
Right. I got over big time. I went to the thrift store and there was this horrible, horrible art. But these frames were so beautiful that if they were just smart enough and said they were just trying to sell the frames, I couldn't buy them. But I'm like, oh, they put like $15 because they're selling you the painting.
Right.
I'm like, as soon as I get home, I'm taking that out and painting over it.
That's right.
But
I know.
Right.
Good matting. You know what I'm saying? Even if you can get a frame with a nice mat around it, this size would be $100, $150.
Yeah, framing will do.
$22 at Michael's.
Right.
Yep. Framing.
I got these. Wait, what you talking about? Like, I got a bunch of different sizes, but this particular size, which I love, which I don't know what size it is, but it's big. I paid $1.
Nailed it.
$1.
Nailed it.
And I'm gonna make. And I got. You see all these baskets and stuff. I got more paint than Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna do some really cool art. I can't wait to share.
Jesus said, I don't paint, girl. I just make it appear. What you talking about?
I can't wait. The only reason I haven't done it yet is because literally these walls need to be painted. Like, who decided that this dirty white is okay?
They do that with every place. It's eggshell.
Ugly,
my house is like eggshell. I'm like, listen.
So ugly.
I painted every room in this house.
Do you have to? Because they be like, eggshell is just the thing that they do. Like, this is the most basic. And then it's
why not straight up white?
Just right. Because it'll be bright, and then you could do, but no.
Why not?
Eggshell, though.
The apartment
dark. That's why I got this dark purple.
I know, right?
I like that.
But the apartment that I left had beautiful gray walls.
I love gray.
Yeah, I remember gray.
I was about to say, I think we're planning on doing an addition on the back of the house, so we're going to paint it like a smoky gray or whatever.
I'm going to paint these walls, most of the walls gray, a really pale gray. Some of it will be a little white because I'm weird. So I don't want them to be solid straight up all the way around. I want to do some color blocking.
Designs.
I
like those.
I always like
color blocking. I feel like silver.
It's a grayish color.
Ooh, put some silver on the wall too. But
the other thing, Aphrodite, if you like silver, they have, so not at the place we lived at when I started my channel, but the one before, which I can send you some photos of. My husband and I did a full reno, which, Stewie, I felt you when I watched those. Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
we did an
pissed me off.
We did an accent wall that was with what's it called? Not reusable, but it was like wallpaper that you could take down. So it was temporary
contact type paper.
Let me just tell you, now it nearly killed my spirit, and I wanted to stab my husband a couple times. But when we got it done, it looked real good.
Definitely,
but doing it is the problem.
I'm about to redo my counter with contact paper to make them look marble, because these are like the worst counters ever known to man.
Yeah,
and I can't change them because it's an apartment that I don't own. But as soon before I even moved in, and she's like, "You can paint and you can do that." I was like, she's trying to warn me that this is horrible, and it was, and it is.
She's like, "Hey, I told you."
It's terrible.
Yeah, I painted every room in this house a different color. It's not
ugly.
2 rooms the same.
The house got personality.
Ricky was like, "We're not painting anything. We're not."
I even painted the cabinets in my kitchen.
My mom's that person. She'll paint every room.
We did do that. Cabinets are tough, though. I mean,
cabinets can be.
They're tough.
Yeah.
My daughter, her husband, hooked her up. Her husband and his brother got together one day and wanted to surprise her for her kitchen, and it's gorgeous. And I'm like, if you don't send him over here and do my kitchen, because I don't have a kitchen, I have a kitchen, because it don't deserve to be called a kitchen when it's this big.
They call them kitchenettes.
No, it's a kitchen. It don't deserve all them letters. So my kitchen, it got like 5 or 6 cabinets. Like, you send him over here and do this. I hate this. Like, let me take that back. I don't hate the kitchen. I hate what it looks like, but I love the size, actually. I make the size, but it's easy for me to keep up.
Yeah.
But you know how you get a breakfast bar?
Yeah.
Well, I got a half of a bar.
Yeah.
It looks so stupid.
You was like, why put it there? Half
Why do it at all? Yeah, I was like, put a wall, don't have a wall at all. Why do this? What is this? It's so ugly.
Counter space.
It's just,
I can't talk about no space because DL knows this, but he did my house design.
No, I've been watching. I watched it. The AutoCAD.
I still need to edit the rest of those videos.
It turned out to be 13,000 square feet. Oops.
Yeah. I know she's like, I was thinking like 5,000, 6,000.
He said, no, it's not, girl. I was like, oops. And I cut some, didn't I, DL? I was like, this pool area, we can size that down.
Yeah, we
like,
resized
I told my son,
pool
let me live. I said, you and Kiara are going to buy a house. I say, why can't I just have a tiny house on y'all's property?
That's pretty much my mom.
That's all I need. Because I don't want to live with y'all, but I do want to be close.
Well, that's why my house tried to be so big, because I was doing that. It's 5 adults.
Yeah, I mean, the actual house.
4 adults and my daughter. That's what we did.
You have a compound.
Well, it's not my fault to turn out to be a mansion, but I have certain anonymities I want, because I like being home. I don't want to go nowhere. So I had to have a home theater, indoor pool, you know. My daughter needed a playroom, a classroom. I need a dance studio / music room. Me and my brother both need offices.
Story
work from
library.
home. You know, right? Library, because I already got 5,000 books. I plan to get more. It's 2 stories. You know, I gotta have everything in there. The gaming lounge. My mom got her own house. That's like 1,200 or 1,100 square feet. My little brother got his own. That's about close to the same thing as hers. I think it's like 1,000 or something like that. Yeah, his a little bit small because he don't have a gym in his, but it's still, everybody's bedrooms are big because what's where we all spend our time.
Right.
So I'm the opposite. I don't need that. I like for my bedroom because choose your words better than what you was getting ready to say.
Yeah, we know what you were going to say. Anyway, my
bedroom is where the magic happens. So I have the bed and the lights and the fluid curtains, and I have to have the TV. Yeah. But I have to have the TV for reasons.
I need my bedroom to be big.
But I don't need it to do anything else but to sleep and to make it the love.
Even if it's making the love, it needs to be big because I might be making the love all over the place. Like
no. I just make love all over the place. But I don't want the bedroom to be big.
I'd like the room to be big. It needs to be big. 22 by 22 or 24 by 24.
My studio, on the other hand, needs to be big.
That's
everything in
very large room.
I needed to be big. I wasn't joking. I like things.
I don't want to be able to walk around. Now, you know how you have the bathrooms that have the boudoirs and the dressing room and stuff like that, and then you walk through that, and then you go to the bathroom, and then the bathroom has a water closet because I do not want where I bathe to be where I eliminate.
So wait, let me tell you the fucked up planning in this place. We have a master bath and we have a place for the toilet room. And now I have Crohn's, right? So we were like, all right, we're going to get a big bathroom and it needs to be separate. And I wanted to.
Yeah, I like the toilet to be a little
separate. It doesn't have a door.
Most
some of them don't do that. Some do have a door, but some don't.
So like, my friend has a water closet and it doesn't have a door either.
But like, what's the point of it then? Like, you might as well have just left me out in the middle of the room, just like, hey, everybody.
I don't even. I've seen a lot of the bathrooms I saw don't have the door though, because one of the clients from my cleaning business, she had a 6,000 square foot house, but her master bath had a water closet and it had the door. And then one of my other clients' house is not even that big, has a water closet and it has a door. So I don't know why no door.
See, I need a door. Like that's my mom owns this. We don't own this, but it's a condo.
Half a wall.
That's what I'm saying.
I got half a wall. Like
close it.
I just did half the wall. Like I'm cool with it not having all the closet, but if you're going to go for the whole, like it's got like a whole thing going on, why else just put the door there?
Thank you. That's my point. Like that's my only issue. And then so like my mom's fixed this one up because this is where she's coming to retire when she retires in a couple years.
Yeah.
And then we landed here because we needed one level while I was having all these surgeries. So anyway, we move in. We're all excited. The neighbor comes over and asks us to help her move some stuff in her place. I'm like, oh, good. You have young people here. So now you're like, come help me. They have
exactly. They stalk you out. I'm just telling you.
They put carpet, took up tile.
No.
Carpet in the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
Wait, excuse me. Who the thought of that?
To the tub, to the shower, and in the water closet part, which did have a door. And Ricky said to me, he goes, that is so not sanitary. Like they took up the tile.
Wait, I've never even seen that.
I've seen that all my life growing up. Older generation.
And she's older. She's older.
Bathroom.
She's in her 70s. She's like, I like my feet warm. And we're
like, wear more soft things? What?
Rug. Put a rug.
Get a rug if you must.
I have seen it all my life. And then I said to myself, even as a young person who didn't know shit, I was like, that can't be good. If this is a
moisture too. Like, wait, what are you even thinking about here?
He's in his 70s, so Ricky was like, his aim probably isn't what it used to be. So,
but just imagine,
look, DL shaking his head.
They're breathing in all the spores they're breathing in because there's some mold up in there.
Dude, you're more. Oh, I don't even like carpet. Period. Like I barely want it in the bedroom. Like I don't even usually want it at all. I think in the whole house, I think I said I was gonna probably put carpet in the gaming lounge.
Right, like one place.
That's it. All the bedrooms, everything else, no carpet.
No part of my house would have carpet. I would get some rugs.
Rugs. Yeah.
I won't even do rugs because I clean. Right. I'm like, them bring dirt. Like you pick them up and it's just like all this. No.
But I can tolerate a rug. I do not want carpet.
I just have to have like heated floors or something. I'd rather pay more money than deal with like rugs. I clean, so I know what they do. Yeah. Heated floor, I ain't got to worry about cleaning it because it's a heated floor.
Right.
But I have to worry about that rug, like the edges. The worst stuff gets under them, like where did it come from?
Yep.
But it's there.
Well, the house that Rick and I renovated.
You can't walk in my house with shoes on, though.
That's why.
Yeah, I don't do that. But crumbs still come from your body.
And we were like, nope. Ripped it up.
Yeah, because that's ridiculous. Like I never heard of such a thing.
I'm still shocked that people are still doing it. But again, older generation did it.
But it doesn't make sense, though. I mean, you would think even let's say not the other part about the ill, but like moisture with the carpet. That's the problem with carpet to begin with.
Moisture.
Always moisture just in the air because it's a bathroom. Like they put up some kinds of walls.
What?
Is it slab foundation or is it actual wooden foundation?
We're condos and we're above the garage. So like we're on the first floor.
It's going to soak up that moisture.
So the garage is I think it's concrete beneath because when my mom bought this one, they pulled everything up and it was concrete beneath us. Okay. So I feel like
it was a wooden subfloor.
No, it's not that. Now it was in the place Rick and I fixed. It was 115 years old, and it wasn't just wooden subfloor. It was carpet over like old attic, like clapboard. So like you could tell where like moisture had rotted out. Like there were literally patches of the floor that were gone beneath. Like when we pulled it up, we were like, "This is dangerous."
Oh, y'all could have fell through that.
100%. So anyway, but that's the place we did the work on. And when we finished,
I was cringing like, no.
Ricky was like, "We're never gonna do."
So I've done construction before, and that shit wouldn't have flied. Whenever I did it,
we had to subfloor the whole thing, the whole floor. We had to do subfloor
renovation. I've done part of mine, that shower remodel. I've done stuff for my mom's, and it just amazes me like how much non up to code shit gets by.
Goes on,
especially in old.
Some pictures to Tillery. I didn't even have when you build walls. You're supposed to have like a double head plate, like one that actually holds the studs, and the other one's like offset just a little bit, like a crown to block it. When I was doing that bathroom, one of those walls, like the back wall, I think, didn't have that double head plate. It was just one board up there. And then that fucking little itty bitty wall that doesn't even have to be there. It's not like a support wall or anything on that one side. Fucking at the end of it, you can probably see it in the video. There's like 4 or 5 studs just like butt up against each other.
Yeah, you were like, what are they doing?
I was like, what are they doing?
You
And
said
then
it
where the
wasn't
pipes are, they
there,
cut out part of that board like halfway in and shit. And they had fucking soldered those old pipes on after they put it up because you can see the burns on the wood and the electrical wire where the fucking outlet is on the kitchen on the backside. It was fucking partially burnt.
Dude, you could have like burnt down.
No, the place in Benton Park renovated was 115 years old. It had knob and tube. The whole second and third floor was all knob and tube wiring. There was no.
You know,
oh my God,
I feel so honored that I even knew what that meant.
The
I
knob.
watch a lot of Scott Brothers.
Yeah.
I built things, so I already know what it meant.
Oh my
God!
God!
I was cool for that shit. I used to do construction, so I knew what I was doing. But
I've built Toys R Us's, so yeah.
And the fucking toilet in that bathroom. I think I mentioned it in one of those shower model videos where I was like, "That's not the code. The toilet's not the code." But for the toilet, it has to be a certain distance beside like a wall or anything. I think it's like 15 inches from center to that. I think
it's a lot of rules, man. It's a lot of rules. They be
like
breaking them all.
15 to 18 is about average. I think I did all artilleries like 18 if I could. I think there was a couple that's 15.
That guy I sent you.
But mine is like less than a foot. It's like 10 or 11.
Stewie, you remember the guy I sent you the link to because he's doing the rental of the warehouse thing he bought, and he realized like everybody that had it before him, like nothing was too code. It's like how did it get away?
They just seriously just be passing
doing that shower. I've noticed like 3 things. I was like, I don't even want to know. Where's the fucking
It's just terrible. When they build my house, dude, they not gonna like me. I'm not the one. I'm gonna be there every day. I have a friend who I'm hiring who's gonna be managing them. Like, I'm not going for that because I'm paying for this house to be built. Like, and you better not mess up an outlet. Like, don't even cut no corners. Don't even think about it.
Well, and I think new construction, you got a lot more. Like, they watch you closer. Like, that's the other thing.
That's true. That's true.
That's how it is here in St. Louis. On our old place, that was like 115. They came out once to check us. They came out after once, hardly checked anything. I told Ricky, I was like, we could have just this place. Wouldn't have cared.
I got a building permit to do that addition. I never got around to it because I haven't had the money, but I've done little bits. And they got to come out after you dig the footing and stuff before you pour the concrete. They got to come out after you pour that to make sure it's poured right. They got to come out for the plumbing. They got to come out for this.
Right. Maryland is really crazy with that. Like you probably let the inspector.
The actual contractor,
well, they must have gotten better over the years because let me tell you right now, the house I was in, they would know up the code. Every outlet in the house was this much away from where it needed to be. So every time you go to plug something in, spark it, fires in the wall because nobody was doing their job. When I had Grant take it apart, he was like, did anybody follow code? What is this?
Because there's payola still. Payola is
they still get away with this shit. That's why I said I'm gonna be all up in their shit. They not gonna like my
contractors around here and get by with shit. If you do it yourself, then they inspect it. Make sure you're doing it right, but the people that do this for a living, they're like,
they just pass them. They just pass them. Like, you good.
I mean, because this house was like barely 10 years old when I bought it, so it wasn't that old.
Yeah.
I think it
was, that's
really new.
For a baby house, that's good.
I was about to say it was built in 2004, and I bought it in 2014.
Yeah.
So
my goal, if I buy, I got way too much gypsy in my blood. I really do. But if I ever do buy something, I want it to not exist before I do it. I want to build it.
I knew for my dream house I would have had the money for that, so I was like, I'm gonna get this paid. That way I can take a bigger loan out, got the credit better and shit. Yeah. I was like, and I'll fucking buy some property and have a house built.
Rick and I's plan is Palm Springs. So we said we were coming here until I could get remission, and then the money we saved from the sale that we've been sitting on, we were like, we're going to Palm Springs. And at this point, I was like, I don't care if we live in a yurt in the middle of the desert. Get me to somewhere where it doesn't snow. That's my requirement.
Can't really blame you on that.
I have to have
snow. It snowed here the other day. It was
I don't like fucking snow at all, and I'm with you on that. If I can find a perfect place where it was always fall, that's where I would.
Oh, I do like fall though.
I love fall. Because that perfect temperature when it hits fall, and then colors.
Colors. You cannot beat colors.
Spring I can deal with too.
It's rain.
No. The allergies. Oh my god.
I like all that rain and the fucking.
I like rain. I love rain. But when the weather, like allergies, older, I
can't deal with trees having sex. So it sets me
She
off.
cracks me up with that. That's why the leaves be falling. They be having sex. I'm like,
I can't deal with trees having
Can't
sex.
with you.
Spring is out. Summer is hot. Don't let the beautiful melanin fool you.
I used to love summer until
I don't like the
East
summer
Coast.
either. We just born with tan. By so
But give me fall when the weather is turning cool.
Summer.
I
used
may
to be-
not have to lay out on the beach to get
Love
this
it.
beautiful skin, but I'm just telling you, I don't like no heat.
I don't like heat at all.
Nah.
Not anymore.
Like
After
at
my
all.
heat, I can't handle it.
But I do like, but I say that, and I still like 4 seasons though.
Right.
I don't want to live somewhere where it's 1 season or 1.5 seasons. Like I lived in California for 3 years, and it was always
Give me fall all year long. I will be happy. I don't need no snow. I don't like snow. I probably would like snow more if I was just like home writing full time. It could do whatever the hell it wants out there. But when I got to drive in it,
I could be in a cabin with a.
I don't mind driving in it. It's other people driving in it.
Right.
Dude, I'm fine. If nobody else on the road, I drive in it every day.
Orlando Bloom sitting with me at the fire drinking.
She go with one of her husbands.
You and those long-haired men.
Listen, her and I both are long-haired men, though. She right. She not wrong. I like grabbing onto the.
Get a man bun.
I like the hair though. I got problems.
I can't help it. I'm an Orlando Bloomaholic.
Do you come out with some long hair? Is on. So that's all my exes had long hair.
I ain't got no exes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
they got time in grabbing it. Let me stop.
That's why you need a big bedroom.
That's right.
All I need is a 4.
I didn't say I wasn't doing it nowhere else because I got
a big bed, not a big bedroom. I never have anything less than a king. And the
gotta have a king.
Now, y'all seen pictures of my bedroom because everything lights up and twinkles and
Pretty.
Set the ambiance.
I can't help it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm a girl, the girly girl. My friend was like, "What did this happen to you?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I like my boys pretty.
And I'm right. I like pretty boys. Nothing wrong with that. So.
I don't know. Now y'all got me thinking really dirty stuff.
How did we get here? Anyone who watches the last hour of this live is gonna be like, "Boy, they took a sharp right there."
You're like, this is not mystery no more.
We're like, we let Toby just bleed and die and talk about the house.
We'll be back, Toby. It's okay. We gonna figure it out, my boy.
We gonna solve your murder.
7 to 9.
We did say friends getting together, so that meant
Michelle told us to chill, listen to some music, drink some alcoholic beverages, and so we did that. And now we're talking about sex with pretty boys.
He's dead. He'll be fine.
This would not,
he's not going anywhere.
They did not start talking about pretty boys.
That's true.
I don't think you could go through any of our old streams and not hear that at least once.
Well, you can't have Aphrodite there, or me. Something's gonna happen.
No, I don't. This person isn't a pretty boy, okay? But I have a new stalker. I can talk about him on your channel.
Wait, you have a new stalker? Oh, on your channel?
Yeah.
Wait, not that one. You got another one?
Same one.
Wait, what you mean? I thought he was gone.
No. He blocked. He can't get through unless he gets like a fake account and tries to mess with me.
I was very excited, girl. You tell me something.
But so now I'm writing a story called Lonely Boy because of him.
That's why I was laughing because I knew it was about him. I was laughing. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be funny. I know all the details too.
What is he, like an incel? What's the deal?
I'm gonna tell y'all too, because if he discovers y'all, then I don't care. What happened was, this child told me, and I'm saying child because he is young, told me right before Christmas, maybe before Thanksgiving, might have been before then, and I've known him for like 15 years. We talk regularly. We talk about writing. He's also a writer, all kinds of stuff. I just want to establish that he isn't somebody I just met. And so he decides one day to contact me and say, I've been in love with you. I was afraid to say so, all this other stuff. Now, my first problem with all that was I flirted with you the day I met you because he was cute. And like you said, I like long hairs and stuff, tall, skinny boy.
Nothing holds her back.
And so I'm a flirt, even if I'm not interested, I'm a flirt. But I can't help it. I'm just a flirty person.
Bad DL. Bad.
And so we worked together, and I would see him. I'd be like, "Hey," I have to give him a name, call him Kevin. Like, "Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Looking cute today." And he would just stare at me, and he would nod. And I was like, "Well, clearly this boy is not interested in me. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna stop teasing him because I felt like I was making him uncomfortable, right?" So we would talk about stuff, and I would drive him home. This is back when I had better vision and I could use my car. I would drive him home sometimes. Nothing out the way. From the time that we worked together until the time we didn't work together, we still talked because I'm a filmmaker. He's a writer and he wanted to be in film. I'd be like, "Hey, I can use, somebody that looks like you on my set." You get it? We have a relationship where we talk all the time. So out of the blue, he comes up with, "I've been in love with you this whole time," and so and so and such and such.
A bajillion years later.
And I'm like, "You mean like since last week too?" Because we talked. And we talk all the time. And he never, not only did he give no indication that he was interested in me, he would, if I pretended or act like I was interested in him, he would really pull back. So anyway, we talked. I was like, "Well, I'm not interested in you in that way. I don't have those kind of feelings for you." I was very clear and very honest.
There will be no emotions happening here, my boy. No relationship.
And then he says to me, "I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Just please, let's go out on a date or do whatever, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, I said, "Danny, he's really being like kind of thirsty, but
give him a drink then.
I might let him have a sip because I told him I don't care. I literally told him that I don't. And if we were to do something, I still won't. I didn't lie. I didn't hold back." So anyway, he was like, yeah. And then he started getting weird. And he went from this person that I knew, who I've talked to a lot for years, to, "Hey, can I send you some nudes? Hey, can you send me some nudes?"
Exactly.
I'm like, "Dude, first of all, no, internet, no. I'm not into that." And then he's like, "Can we do this? And can
Tracing.
He started asking me to do like,
that didn't happen.
what do you call it? Sexting?
Sexting.
Yeah, and he wanted to do that. And I'm like, "Dude, let me make it really clear to you. That doesn't turn me on, therefore I'm not doing it."
What is that?
And I was like, "You are not my man, therefore I'm not doing that." Because if he was my boyfriend,
it's not going to end up anywhere because your boyfriend is going to end up somewhere probably later.
Yeah. And I said, if you're willing to do, I'm trying to choose my words again. If you want to have a taste, like you spoke of, okay. It's been a minute since I've been tasting. So I said yes. And then he got even more weird.
After the taste, or did
after I said yes. I didn't give him the taste. Just after I said yes. And
he's the worst.
This is what he did that turned me off. Do you know how hard it is to turn me off? I am a horn dog.
She is.
It's so hard to turn me off.
I will put my hand on the Bible and swear that she is.
I have to rate myself. Me and Danny were at the hotel for the convention, and this boy walked past, and he was just delicious. And I had to remind myself that I can't be going and touching people boys.
I was like, I pulled out the whip real quick and like wrapped it around us, pulling back like, "Daddy, no."
So fine. And I was like, "Stop!" It's probably older than him for one, so I need to calm my nerves. But anyway,
stop it. He is hot. But come on, come back in.
I say all of that just to say, it's really hard to turn me off. It really is. I'm easy. So he contacts me and he says that he got time off from work. He had to get time off from work, so he couldn't come over for like 2 weeks because they had to have a 2-week advance. That sounds reasonable. I wasn't
planning, making it a little boring, but okay.
Then he says to me, after all this begging, if I sent y'all the messages, y'all would die. He says to me like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to make you have to wait." And I'm like, "Boy, you the one waiting."
Like, you the one reaching out to me and nobody.
Like you doing me a favor. So then I just wrote back and I tried not to be a jerk. And I went, LOL, I'll manage. Like, are you being serious?
Good. Like,
he started writing me messages talking about, hey, if we do this, are you going to be emotionally attached to me? And
here we go with that dribble.
And I was looking at the phone going, let me rewind some messages. Did I say something along the line of, I like you? So I'm like, nope. He
really confused. He's one of those dudes that's not experienced with the hookup thing that you just gonna hook up. Like, he really don't know what's going on. At least, okay, some dudes really suck at that, and then at least hold that line for after you already got begged and let me do this, and I promise you to this, and please. And I finally said okay. And as soon as I said okay, he started acting like he was doing me a favor. Like you don't want who hit for the booty call. He sent me pictures of his friend downstairs. Of course.
And I was like, and then I will not say what he said that really was a clincher on camera, because I won't do that. But when he was acting like he was doing me a favor, then he said, "Are you going to be attached to me?" And this and I said, "Dude, no. This is supposed to be something for fun. We're gonna step back." So then he started writing back, oh. And I said, "Why are you asking me all these other questions?" Like, he was asking me, like, was I on birth control and stuff like that. I'm like, what do I need birth control? You're not inserting none of your body parts into mine.
I need to explain something to this guy. Like, are we at like the police station? Am I being interrogated? Like, you think this is going to be a turn on by you sitting there working out the details of something that didn't even happen yet? Like,
he specifically said to me, y'all, boys, he said this. He was like, just let me do this thing, luncheon, and you can just watch TV. You don't even have to pay me no mind, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's so mean. In my brain, I'm going, but okay. He said he'll do. I'll let him. So anyway, so I said, you know what? This not gonna work, because apparently he definitely not gonna turn this into like he's doing me some kind of favor, because lots of boys like me. You ain't the only boy that likes me, so I need you to get over yourself. And he says,
slapped on the face with a fake dick.
Wait a minute, what did he say?
Right in the face with it.
Oh, he asked could he do something that was really like deplorable to me. I was like, we done. So I wrote him back. I said, you know what? I'm not into this, so we don't have to discuss this no more. I don't want to do it. Sorry, this ain't happening. All this other stuff. Like, no. Because he just went weird with it. It was supposed to be something that was kind of fun and a one-off.
He wouldn't shut the up.
He wouldn't. Like
also, that person is digging themselves a hole. You just keep digging and digging. You sitting over there looking at them like, how far are you going to go down? I'm just curious.
He was going to try to go down. That's what he was trying to do. But let me just tell you, he had not done that before. Because
terrible.
In my
wayward, I'm like, girl, listen,
he was trying to get himself.
Exactly. In my wayward,
I didn't think she was actually going to say yes.
Exactly.
Just before she cuts it off. Because he doesn't want that. So I was like, I'm checking it out.
If you had seen how much he begged and begged and begged,
well,
and all the stuff that he said that he wanted.
I was going to say, I'm sure he begged it.
Oh my God, it was
horrible. I didn't think he was actually going to agree to it when she did.
So cowardice.
Now I got to get out of this somehow.
It was cowardice on my part. I mean, to me, in my mind, that he was a coward, because if he really felt all this stuff 15 years ago, we could be swinging from chandeliers and stuff. We could be talking about this in past tense. And
some people are that cowardly or intimidated by some people. That's very possible, but he just needs to shut his mouth.
Still also a turnoff too. Like,
well, he kept running that mouth.
He kept. I don't know how to say it.
Please stop messaging. Like, I'm sorry, I would have been immediately turned off since he was like, okay, well, this is the date and this is what I'm like.
Right. He started asking about like specific stuff. I'm trying to choose my words.
What we doing now?
Dude,
like, let me get this. We had to get like a journal, a day planner, or some shit. Like it was a monthly
calendar invite,
right? Like
eat Aphrodite snatch Wednesday at 12.
Right? Oh my God, I can't do like that. Right there. No.
Are you going to get emotionally attached to me? And is this going to happen? Like he had a problem with that. I'm like,
no, that's projection. That's he would have been the one who would have gotten.
Okay, I told you. I told you about that dude who said that. I told you about a dude that I was seeing that was just friends with benefits. That he was like, "Oh, are you getting feelings from me?" I'm like, "What you talking about?"
I don't even know your last name.
I'm like, "Why you keep saying that? That's not going to happen." Okay, and he's like, "Well, you know, sister, do you love me?" I'm like, "Why are you saying the L word up in here?"
Tell them that because
if I wanted you, I'd be dating.
All right, we done, and you done messed up because you done opened in that mouth of yours instead of doing work. All right, bye.
But I take fault in this, in the fact that I should have just said no. But
no loss to you, whatever, you know.
He literally was a friend of mine, like. And I thought I could actually be in the situation that's truly friends with benefits, like where a guy understands that he's a friend and he definitely just a benefit because I don't have feelings for you. And the only reason I was even considering it is because it's been just a minute. And I was like, that might be a good thing. You know, I really...
You know when you got a good one, when they don't be running his mouth over.
He messed it up. Because he just kept going on, and then he started saying all this vulgar stuff.
You got a good one when you start.
I'm nasty.
When you just start. Like this dude messaging constantly. I was like, what is happening? What is he doing? This is not going to happen. He's like writing a thesis or something. I don't know.
Less talking, more eating.
Thank you. Just be like, okay, then if you up there writing a thesis,
he immediately changed the script as soon as I said yes. He immediately changed the script to start talking about all these things he wants to do. Like he literally sent me one message. He was like, "Oh, we're not gonna I can't fuck you." I'm like, no,
it's not what we agreed to.
And then he goes, "But I've been imagining you riding me and all this other stuff." I was like,
that's not what was said at the beginning of the thing. Like, listen, this dude needs to just stop.
Dear crazy boy. Sorry. Totally not interested anymore. Because here's the thing, and I hate to say this, but like, I gotta be honest. If things have felt good and stuff was working out, ain't no telling what would have happened beyond that. But there ain't no planning it. I mean, he literally was like,
Barrett, you would have just been laughing. He literally was just like, let's make this plan. Now I'm going to go and come in the door, and then we're going to go to this room, and then I'm going to do this, and then we're going to do that, and then can I do this? And then if you did that, like, what is happening?
I would have done it just to mess with him and be like, I'm sorry, this was not the agenda. I'm sorry, you misstepped. You suck on that third toe.
I felt like if I told him anything close to why I canceled, he would keep writing. He would keep writing because before.
See, I would have moved. I wouldn't have even. I'd have been like, I'm just gonna move.
Drop off the face of the earth.
Sad part is he does live close by. Again, I'm telling you,
he does.
We've been friends, and he lives close by. Like literally, I could walk to where he lives, but he doesn't know where I live since I moved, so he doesn't 100% know where I live. So that said, looking at the camera, if I end up killed like Toby, he did it. The file
He's gonna drag you to where bears are in Merlin. He's gonna get caught 2 seconds.
Toby,
Aphrodite's body all eaten.
But then we have find a coyote or something. Then be like, this coyote.
It's a file on my computer that has everything he has ever said to me. All the pictures he sent of his boy parts, and his face is in the picture. Some of them pictures because he proud.
Should he be proud?
He don't have nothing to be unproud about.
Because we can
I
go
wasn't
do a
impressed.
screen share real quick. And I'll
He did a
Not to be sending pictures.
No, he did a not
Christian.
Not excited pic. So he had a little girth going on.
I'm sorry, he sent you a flaccid penis picture.
They, some guys is not that onto it, Bird. They seriously do. Like it's about ready.
He did send me a half chub as
well. It's about ready type of picture. Like, how about full ready? Like, what do you mean about ready? Like,
it should not be half ready.
Thank
you. That is some straight people shit.
I'll say it doesn't take that long. At least not for me. I mean, it's.
I almost said something.
This guy's obviously an idiot in every sense of everything in his life.
It really hurt my feelings.
It hurt my feelings.
No, not that. It hurt my feelings that we worked together, we hung together, we talked for 1,000 years, and all this other stuff. For him to say on this particular day, "Oh, by the way, since the day I met you, I liked you," when it was real obvious that I liked him, and then I stopped. Like, he got a girlfriend, he got married too, and I don't know if he married the same girl because they was going through a whole bunch of stuff. He had a whole other life. I was totally like not into him. We was good. Like the three of y'all, we was good. Okay. And then he pulled this, and I felt like I went years without boyfriends and time without dating and all this other stuff. And then you went on and lived your life. Got to do all kinds of stuff and whatever it is you was doing with the people you was doing it with, and then when now you want to come and say something to me, that it just pissed me off.
Yeah, that's fair.
It turned me off.
The friends with benefits thing, I think it doesn't really turn out well at the end of it anyway. In most cases,
ever.
Usually, it does not. Like no, it doesn't. Even with best intentions, it doesn't. I mean, I think the last time I ever did that was like, it was okay after the fact, because I was kind of like, okay, I'm done with this, and dude was kind of like, kept coming back, trying to come back, and you kind of be like, no, I'm good, I got a boyfriend now, so like, no. And then you like, you keep coming back after, keep checking and stuff, like, no. So that may happen, but if you cool and they just like, no, they know where they are, then they'll leave you alone pretty much. That's the best case scenario.
I felt like he really would be a good friend with benefit, because he wouldn't be all into me. He would just
not. He has no idea even how that works.
I was gonna say I would not. I disagree. Yeah. I have never had a friend with benefit that I was actually like really friends with.
Yeah, because you don't even cross that line when you for real friends.
And I probably am wrong, but I really thought that that's what would be.
There's really no
like I haven't heard of anybody who's been in a friends with benefit situation who actually were having with friends with benefits. It was more one of them liked each other.
Exactly.
And the other one would like, hey, this is casual. And the other one was just saying, yeah, this is casual, but they like the other.
Well, and if you're actually friends, like the problem there then becomes when like we're done with the fun stuff, and then you're like, hey, we'll come out and watch Family Guy, and then like somebody's sitting there like, well, let's snuggle, and it's like, well, why are we snuggling now? Because like,
what you mean? That's not happening.
I was worried about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Then it gets confusing because that line has been crossed.
Right.
See, that's that thing that they did on that comedy where they're like, those people seeing each other, like, they fucked. Right. Like, when they did, because they did, they did. So they know they did. So they sitting there watching the show, and it's like, can we just like fuck? Like, no.
Right.
That's like over, and they're confused.
Out of my house. But see, my thing was, I was going to let him have his meal and then send him out. Which is what we agreed on.
He was
wrap my head around. You had a hookup where y'all talked about what you could do in the hookup. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I was like, when she was showing me, I was like, what is the fuck is happening right now? Never ever have I had this happen.
I just couldn't get over the fact
that would be turned on by that. Let's make a movie. Are we writing? What's going on?
Oh, girl, if he had said let's make a movie,
I'd have been like, nope, canceled.
I might have actually got him over here so I could beat him up for saying something that dumb.
Listen, he would say something even dumber than that. That's why I've been making a movie after that. He was planning all the scenes out. That's what he was doing. He was writing the things. I bet you he was writing it in a book. Aphrodite's going to do
Oh my
this
God, he read
while
encounters, right? He contacts me, he read encounters and goes,
That's why he was all like thirsty.
I was imagining all those things, but it was me and you.
I was like, calm down, my boy.
I was like, did you read chapter 5? How can that be me and you?
Listen, I would tell him he ain't nowhere in that book.
I mean, think about that. How can
like no one in that book was half-mast, okay? So
it just turned me off. It just turned me off so bad.
Yeah, I wasn't even involved and I was turned off.
Because for 2 seconds of it, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. I ain't got to worry about him. I was honest. I was 100% honest. And what is he talking about right now?
Hell, I never even dated anybody I actually knew. It was like, I met them, we hooked up and dated. I mean, anybody I was friends with, I never even fucking dated.
Yep.
Right.
I was looking forward to.
You can't really date somebody friends with, honestly.
I was looking forward to that being a real thing because friends and benefits to me ain't a real thing.
Any boyfriend I had, we weren't no friends because ain't nobody.
Somebody always emotionally tied.
I mean, I, in my wayward youth, got around the block. But when I was doing that, and when I had the friends with benefits thing, I was traveling. Like that's when I was like working PR for campaigns and stuff. I was on the road. I was never in the city twice. So if I blew into your town and was like, "Hey, what's up?" I sure as shit wasn't trying to be like, "Let's go to Applebee's and have dinner." Or then
right, that wasn't happening. You was just like
my hotel
benefits means what it means.
There's a key for you at the door. You know what to do when you get
there. Right. Friends with benefits because I was never did anything like that until I got with my wife. I would go from like one chick's house. I'd be over there like 3 or 4 hours. It'd be like 10 o'clock at night. I would leave her house, go to another chick's house, stay there until like 4 in the morning. Leave her house.
Listen, we know what he's doing. See, that's how you do it. You don't be like, hey, let's write a map out of what we're going to do.
Like poetry after we're finished.
Yo, let's read some poetry. Like. You kind of just hooking up. So, I never like calling it friends with benefits because honestly, I wasn't like, I made this friend and then I was like, maybe we should fuck. Like, that didn't never happen to me. It was kind of like, I know this guy and then now we're going to do that. And it wasn't like, we're friends. Ha, 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 we're hanging out stuff. It was kind of like, we obviously going to be having sex.
But think about it. It's something more than you went to the bar, you met this guy, Charlie, and then y'all went out in the car and did the deed. That's not a friend with benefits. That's a hookup.
That's a hookup.
Right, I think that's where why they made friends with benefits.
But we keep having sex,
go back in seconds.
We keep having sex, then they'll call it friends with benefits because we keep getting involved, but we're just really just having sex. It's really about the sex. We don't have nothing in common. We don't really talk about things. We don't go to dinner. Blah, blah, blah. We may eat after because I'm hungry, but that don't mean we having a date. And I got hungry. I do get them munchies.
You still gotta leave.
I get a little munchies, but that don't mean we dating because I got some pizza or some burritos or some sushi or something. That don't mean that we dating. Okay, I'm just hungry because it was done right. Okay, I'm just hungry. Okay, like calm down. Don't get it twisted, but some people be getting twisted. So you gotta be like, listen, I'm just hungry because
I was irritated, and I feel like the dirty old woman that I am. But he made me feel like the dirty old woman that I am because I was irritated that he was still talking. Like, why are you sending me messages? We got a date in time. Please stop asking me questions.
I know. Back when I lived with all those people or whatever, I had some mates that would just bring home random chicks or whatever, hook up with them. And then he would like just come into my room. He's like, "Hey, can you get rid of her?" And I'd be out there, and he would just stay in my room. I'd go out there. I was like, "So you need to ride back to town, or what's going on here?" And she's like, "Where he goes? Oh, he passed out back there."
What happened to Eric?
Damn! Look at Theo being like drama.
I was very late in life.
Like, all right, I'm done.
I'm sorry. I was very late in life doing the wild thing to begin with, and I still didn't do it like as much shit as I talk and as much stuff that I write about.
I feel sorry for anybody
out there
the way I talk
about.
They're gonna be in trouble.
But
they're gonna be in trouble.
I am a lot of fun. I'm a lot of fun. And I know I'm a lot of fun. But he just
it was
anyway,
terrible job.
I think you're better off to just
kill.
And
yeah, there you go. That's what I told her. I was like, I went off, didn't I? I sent her a voice message. I was just cursing. I was like, this little mother.
I sent him a message. I said, I'm gonna wait until he gets the message because I know he's gonna try to contact me. And I know he read the message, but he didn't say anything. And so I said, you know what? I'm not gonna wait for him. I'm just gonna block him because he read it, he didn't read it. Some kind of way he'll realize this ain't happening. And I'm not gonna worry about hurt feelings when I was 100% honest. And I was like Danny can tell you, I was honest.
Yeah,
I never in no time let him on.
I'm not in it to hook up. I'm not having sex with you.
Right. I didn't lead him on. I told him I didn't like
it. I think he got mad because she was like, you know what? I'm like turned off.
Me to fall like, or something.
You were like, well, because he was pulling the thing. I said he did it too soon. He's pulling the thing that I told you that the guy you may hook up with and you know to become friends with them because you know y'all having sex on a regular. He already was having sex with you, and then y'all was doing that for like maybe y'all been doing that for like a month or something, and he was like, oh, the female, since this is an insert, the female must get feelings for me because something was inserted. I'm like, my boy, do you think we just get attached to whatever's inserted? Do you think like our vibrator be over there or something and we'd be like, oh, vibrator.
You think I'm having brunch with my vibrator?
Feelings for you? No, that's not how this works.
I even told him like he would just basically be a living vibrator. Because I mean, I'm not, and I can't develop feelings for you, and I'm not going to.
He needs to calm down.
Like, oh yeah, definitely. And so
you need to stop thinking he that good.
Can you send me pictures? Like he was, because he sees me all the time too. Again,
all his flaws.
And he was like,
I had to destroy him with words. I'm sorry. He was
because I didn't want to do all that. I just wanted to just not talk.
No. See, that's not me. Because he would have come with that bullshit. As soon as he was like, "Oh, you gonna get feelings from me?" I'm like,
girl, that irked me to the point.
I would have body slammed him with words. It would have been over.
Made it that far with me. He just sent me the half-mast dick pic, and I wrote back, "LOL." What the is that?
Right, me too. That's all. I don't care how impressive he thought it was at half-mast. Like, no, I've seen better. Half or full, like
that a tub stopper? What is
but
that?
It didn't even matter what it was. Like, you're not putting that in my body. Didn't we discuss what you said you just had to have? And if you had this, you can live your life and your fantasies and dreams will all come true.
I bet I'll be all right.
I don't know, like what dude out there was like ever came up with the idea was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send you a dick picture randomly, and you're going to just fall in love with me because you got some dick.
Oh wait, the first one wasn't.
Never has this happened ever.
No, the first one wasn't random. He asked me, could he? I said, no, I'm not interested. And I wasn't. And then he kept going on about other stuff. And then he said, you sure you don't want me to send you a pic?
He been wanting to send it.
Then the thought hit me. What if this isn't him? Because all of this don't sound like him.
You didn't know.
And I said, yeah, send me a pic.
The proper response is no.
Make sure your face is in your pic. And he sent me a pic, and it was him.
You are, I mean, sure.
It really is him. And that's where that went on. But I guess he felt like that was permission because he asked me again, could he send a picture? I said, no, I'm not interested. And he still sent another one. So that was like.
So he gets off on the pictures.
He definitely.
Listen, he's a little pervo.
He wanted to talk and he wanted to send pictures. I think if I would have did that, he would have been satisfied.
He's a little pervo.
Which I mean, it's okay if that's your thing. It's just not my thing.
Did y'all ever eat the Fun Dips as kids? The little chalk candy you put in the different flavor, the Fun Dips.
Yeah, I remember those.
He thought that he was too stuck on the Fun Dip, right? It's about the flavor. It's not about the stick. That stick doesn't have any flavor.
So he's so
I would just eat the sugar.
He got explicit on the last message he sent.
He got explicitly annoying as fuck.
explicit, and I was like,
it's not a turn on. Like he wasn't turning nobody on. First off, he didn't know your flavor apparently, because what was he even trying to do? Like he just that he had like a handbook of this is what you send to a female, your dick, and then you say this stuff. Like no,
I think that he was getting turned on by saying it to me.
Obviously, it was all about himself again,
and I'm
getting confused about what the deal was.
Because he was like, I can't wait to do, and then he listed all these things. I'm like, where did this stuff come from? Because when did I say yes to that? And I was like, I'm not paying him no mind. And then I can't wait. And every time I didn't respond, he just sent it more stuff. So I was like, we're not doing.
We need to have a talk show called like Stories of Facebook Dicks or something, because I got a lot of those.
I got a few.
I know. Oh, I had one of a woman too.
I got a good girl.
She wanted to become my sex slave. I was like, could you just leave me alone? Who sends people messages like this?
I just wanted a candle, Kimberly. Would you
please remember when?
I'm like,
remember when we used to go to Mystical Voyage all the time, right? Remember when Mystical Voyage was open?
Yes.
All right. And I'm gonna use pronouns in the way that things were introduced to me so that they make more sense. So we all know I'm a horn dog. This guy comes into the Mystical, and Mystical is like a spiritual bookstore and stuff like that. So anyway, this guy comes in, my type, Clark Kent.
He was pretty. Just telling you.
Motorcycle.
Who don't like
dark hair, light eyes, in between complexion, just
all the shit.
And I would just drool every time I saw him.
Yep, had to put a book under there.
So he came, and this was going on for like 2 years, and I never spoke. And every once in a while, like if he walked in, I was walking over, I would go hi, and he would be like, "Hey," but it wouldn't be like it wasn't like he was trying to hit on me or nothing.
She was like, "Hi."
And I would have to go sit in the chair and cross my legs real tight and think about dead puppies. Because that's how cute he
Theo shaking his head like
So it gets better. So this was close to the end when the store's about to close. He came in and he came to pick up his girlfriend who was working there. So everybody was like, I was like, oh, I didn't know. I gotta make up a name because I can't remember her name. I didn't know he was dating Veronica. And then my friend was sitting next to me. She was like, he who? I said, him. She said, that's not a boy, it's a girl. And so I said, no, him. And she's like, yeah, her. That's a girl.
I remember she told me this, I was laughing.
For 2 years, I was drooling over this girl.
Listen, I can't tell you how many times I've done that in the lesbian bar. Let me just tell you, something back in the Justin Bieber when he was blowing up. All righty, there was lots of ladies. I was like, hey, let me get your number. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh.
Yeah, sorry, you got me confused over here.
Nothing, because I had
that was awkward.
Bye to this girl. She has spoken to me. I am good, and I didn't catch it, and I was not that blind then, and so I was like, so now I'm like, I've been drooling over this girl all this time, so which tells you my type of boy. And so
she goes a little too pretty apparently.
I do. I like my boys on the inside. She can't even tell. I do, but so now I'm catching it like, oh my God. So she came over to the table like she knew to come over and speak. And she was like, yeah, you know, so-and-so, such and such, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just standing there. My friend is dying laughing.
Oh, of course.
And I'm staring up at her. And then I noticed for the first time on her, because those jumpers, like she was like a plumber or something, says Teresa. It says Teresa. And so I was like, hey. So my friend thought it would be a nice idea to go tell her girlfriend that I liked her. And that I've been drooling over her for 2 years because I thought she was a boy and all that stuff. So she tells her, which pissed me off. I don't know, why would you do that? And her friend thought that was funny and she laughed. So she in turn tells Teresa, hey, by the way, Aphrodite's been in love with you.
I had a friend that used to work at a grocery store or whatever when we was in high school. And there's this dude that looked like a chick or whatever, fucking smooth face, long, straight blonde hair or whatever. Kind of had a feminine stance or whatever. She was like looking at, they had like a Rent movie thing or whatever. And the store.
This is a while back, Stewie. They had
We
video.
don't even do that anymore.
It was like,
wait a minute.
06, 07, somewhere there.
Yeah.
Shit.
And he was over there stocking the shelves. And I was up in there just buying something. I don't know. Probably bored, nothing to do. And he just like sees this chick. And he's like, she's hot. You know, I might go get her number. And he's like 16, 17. This chick looked like she's like 30 or something. He's like, I'm going to go get her number. He walks up. They turn around and grab their groin, wherever, kind of do that little scratch thing. He's like, hey, dude, you got any of this? He's like, that's a dude. I thought that was a chick. He just turned around and walked right off.
Oh, man. You'll probably just know that now.
That because this girl within the community, like she would do like tarot cards and tarot readings and stuff like that. So everywhere I would go, I would see them. And now she knows. So because she knew, she would tease me. Like she would come over to me. I'm talking about Teresa. Would come over to me and she would nudge me. How you doing? I would be like,
I heard you was liking this for 2 years.
I still can't see the girl. I still see it. Like, no.
Too funny.
And so it was hard. Like, I would stop in my tracks when I would see her sometimes. I'm like, dang, oh, yeah, that's right.
You so game with you.
Because
right.
I would forget that, first of all, in a relationship with somebody else, and she liked big girls and she could not lie, okay? So I was her type on top of it. So I could, like, one time we went to a Halloween party and I had to walk past her.
That would have been her friend with benefit right there.
She said she was very much in love with her girlfriend. She wasn't studying me. And she said, hey, can I walk you to your table?
And invite her to lunch.
And I'm looking at, I keep wanting to say him because I keep forgetting. Like, I'm looking at her going, no, you can't walk me to my table. I can't talk to you. And she just thought that it was just so funny. It was so obvious. Obvious that and when I would see her, I would just be like,
isn't it just terrible though when someone finds out that you've been liking them for a whole year and then they just fuck with you?
Yes.
After the fact, like you can't let them find out that, okay, that happened to me when I was a little girl. Okay. I was like 13. I was about 13 or 14, and I had a crush on the guy that my brother worked with at EB. EB was around then. He looked like Tommy from the Power Rangers, and I was in love with Tommy from the Power Rangers. He had the long hair. He was real slim. He was a martial artist, and that was my thing. Why he not look like Tommy? So I had a crush on, and why? He did my older brother.
You know, my son is friends with Tommy, right? Power Ranger Tommy. I don't know his name.
You don't know his name.
I don't know his real name.
The actor?
Yeah.
He's still hot too, by the way. But yes.
And then
he started messing with me because he found out. And he like came up to the vehicle and he was picking my brother up one night, and he was all like, "Hey," I was like, a little girl laughed, "Hi," you know. And then I found out he told him, and I was like, I'm so embarrassed. And he was like, then he thought it was funny just to mess with me because the little.
And that's what she did. She messed with me every time she saw me.
I'm like, my brother like, yeah, he dates girls your age too. So yeah, he probably flirting with you for real. I'm like, I'm not. I just like boys with pretty faces. I don't know nothing. No, you know, your girl. I didn't know. No, I was just like, I like pretty guys. You know,
and I cannot lie.
Yeah,
that's the best though. If someone's gonna, you know, I mean, I'd do it. If someone told me that, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck him a little bit.
And you know what the thing is? If I didn't find out about Teresa and her girlfriend, if they had invited me over, I would have went. Like, cause they was into some stuff, and I'd have
married like.
And then I'd have been like, whoa. Like,
surprise.
What I'm hearing you say is if Teresa would have strapped one on for you.
No. I still thought Teresa was a boy. So they had invited me
right,
over,
but until they would have invited you over and they'd have been like throwing rose petals in the tub and you'd all been doing like, oh, Teresa, that's weird.
Yeah.
We better making a thing.
Because all my friends was making fun of me, giving me scenarios like that. Like, and then what would you have done?
You've been figured out
you would have not been. Aphrodite would have been like, what's going on?
Because that's
not what I expected.
There is, like, I tell people all the time, there's a very gay man inside of me, and I like pretty boys.
She always says that. Like, no matter what
the kind of boy I like,
she would like the boy.
A lot of the boys that I have liked boys. I just been fortunate they also like all this.
So they're equal opportunity lunchers.
Yeah.
And so it's been, it just like with her, and I always have to remind myself to say her, because for 2 years I just thought, like, I was so ridiculous about him that I didn't say anything to anybody because that's how much I crushed on him. I didn't say anything. So when he would come into the store and I would see him, I'd be like, just tracking him, like, damn. And I was saying all these nasty things, the things I would do to him, the things I would let him do to me, you know.
This is just different personalities. I can straight up tell you right now, I've never had one person I've ever had a crush on or been interested in that I didn't approach. Ever.
Me and Barrett are friends.
Usually, if I
want that.
I get it.
I got it.
I don't know. Something about him intimidated because I really liked him. Usually,
DL handle pro.
No, but usually what I do is if I like somebody, because this was a crush, like this was a straight up damn, you know. But if I like somebody, I would go, oh, he's hot, I'll be right back, and then I go over and say hi and stuff like that and do whatever. It's been like 3 people in my life that caught me where I just couldn't even speak, and she was one of them. She was one, and I was like, whoa. Now, Danny, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you know what I did that was really messed up?
What you do now?
Oh, okay. I'm not going to say names because I don't want them to ever see this video. But, you know the person that you used to work for at Westminster?
Yes.
And you know his daughter?
Yes.
And her boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know him, and I didn't know who he was, nothing about him. I was sitting in Mystical one day, and he pulled up on a motorcycle in leather from head to toe.
Yeah, he did that. He had a motorcycle.
Took off the helmet, all his hair.
Yes.
He was an Asian boy. I like him.
Yes, he's Korean.
And then he was straight up, like the leather was just telling all his business, and he walked into the store, and I went, oh my God. But I'm sitting next to the daughter.
Yeah.
And she bust out laughing. And I'm like, what? She said, that's my boyfriend. Mm-hmm. I'm like,
you got good taste.
Damn. Like, it wasn't no word. Like, it was like we was watching a movie. He peeled out of the damn helmet and he did this. The child is my son's age. They all went to school together.
Yeah. I know. I cleaned their house.
He walks in. He walks over to us. He sits the helmet down on the table, and I went, one day I'm going to get locked up.
One day you will catch a case.
One day they're going to be like, he was 17. Like, I'm going to get locked up. But it was just like watching something out of a movie.
Well, I got stories about him.
Oh, I know, girl. I know some stuff about him. I was just talking to her the other day.
Is she still with him? She better not be, because she should have been not with him, because he was really, I'm sorry, but he was trash. And he wasn't even, okay. Now, if Rain.
No, he wasn't like super cute.
He wasn't. He had zero cuteness, zero sexiness. This because he was a Korean guy who had long hair and riding a bike, and I know. I get it.
He was outside.
I get it.
I'm seeing him pull up all the leather.
But he wasn't. He wasn't Rain or Lee Min-ho or somebody like with that face.
He wasn't that kind of kid.
Like, whatever you say, I don't care what you do. I'll do whatever you can say. I don't care what it is. He did not have that face, okay? Because there are those dudes with those faces, and you don't care what it is. They'll do whatever they say, okay? He's not one of them, and he had no problem. But let me tell you something about. No, he was trash. And she put up with it, and he also was like that dude that go to the mall, and there's like that girl that's real young, and I'm just gonna groom her because she gonna just do whatever I want her to do. That's pretty much was that. So I was wondering how long that was gonna go, and he wasn't gonna be like, we ain't gonna get married, and we ain't gonna have kids. He wasn't gonna do none of that. He wasn't even his type. He brought in the girls that was his type. And even if she didn't want to do that, she was going to do that. So, no, he was trash.
Oh, they had, girl, we can't talk about the camera, but it was all kinds of set up at that house.
I know. I was at the house. I cleaned that house. And let's just say, Barrett, I cleaned some houses. And I seen some things.
I seen some things.
When you think when somebody come in clean, and this isn't anybody, when you come clean, put up your toys.
You weren't on the live stream when I told about Ricky.
Thousands.
What? What'd you say, Barrett?
Hillary wasn't on that live stream where I told Alec, you, and DL about that time Ricky and I were looking at apartments.
Oh, yeah, no, she wasn't. Wait a minute, we still live, so be careful.
We walked into this apartment, and my husband and I are walking around looking, and we get to the bathroom, and Ricky, my sweet innocent husband, we're walking in this bathroom, and I said, "Oh Lord!" I said to the realtor, I said, "She left her instruments there in the bathtub, in the shower, 2 of them, one of them as long as my arm, like this."
Oh, she left
on the wall. And Ricky's like, where?
Ricky said, let me see. Where is it?
I said, are you kidding? One of them's as big as your leg. Like,
how did you miss it? Did you think it was a decoration?
Did you hang towels?
One over top of the other. So they was like
2 of them. So I said to Ricky, I hope she can walk out there. And here's what's funny. We walked in, she's moving. So we walk in and all of her dishes are packed. There's a box of sauces that had been hung around the place. And then, but what was out in the bathroom was the 2 dildos.
Why would she, how do you forget that? I would have died.
I'm sure they knew that somebody was coming to look at the house. I'm sure
right.
they before.
I forgot.
You know that was the morning. That was some morning getting down in the morning and forgot to remove it.
And the realtor was like, well, I mean, we have a cleaning service come in and clean after they move out. You think I'm ever gonna walk in this bathroom and not see that?
You cannot clean that image out my brain, though, babe. I'm sorry.
I'm sure they tell people to at the least to take out your pictures of your family members. I'm sure on that list somewhere they're like, make sure you put your dildos away.
Got the crosses put away. Don't want them to see.
Don't want nobody being upset just in case they don't believe that. But them dildos, they
2 of them stuck to the shower stall. I could not get over that.
People.
And then I'm like, was that something she had to do to go to work that day? Was that getting through the?
You're gonna be questioning all kinds of stuff.
I might have to.
That's what happens when you see things. You can't unsee it.
I'm gonna have to put in something now.
Then what you would have done if you was me? I cleaned a house. I cleaned the house. Containers of sex toys that were used when I came in. Leftover usedness.
Wait, I don't understand what you just said.
You heard what I said.
No, I didn't.
Leftover usedness. They weren't cleaned every time.
To the dishwasher.
Wait. You
still
came in the house and it was some toys that had been played with.
Lots of toys, because the containers of toys, swings, and it was obviously the whole entire everything has been used. So I guess I'm supposed to put them away.
Put it away.
That's cool, but or try cleaning up.
Yo, this is
use tissues. Just floor filled use tissues.
I need a boyfriend.
Listen.
We can't have all somebody. We can't have no more of these conversations until I get a man.
I'm gonna say this live only because we're not on my channel, but I have someone who is not only still a friend, but is a subscriber of mine, who invited Ricky and I to a dinner party.
Oh God! Look, he's laughing.
As long as it's the Alex show.
We're finishing dinner and we're carrying like the dishes into the kitchen, and Ricky's like, and again, it's always my husband who's like, just. I'm always like.
It just
happens to you. It only happens to you.
You must be attracting it.
So anyway, he's in the kitchen. He's helping like rinse things, and he's loading the dishwasher, and he's loading the glasses on the top shelf. And I'm like, "Oh, blank name." I said, "Oh, you left something there." And he's like, "What's show?" And I said, "The dildo sitting there in the glass rack." And Ricky goes, "Where?" And I'm like,
"I love Ricky." He's like, huh?
You're loading the dishes. And like, you didn't see that?
What would you do without me? Apparently, I'm your eye.
It was because it was flesh colored. I was like, in the dishwasher? But anyway, I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, you knew we were coming here. Like, it's us and another couple. And we're all here. And you weren't like, did you get the out of the dishwasher? Well, and then I'm sitting there thinking, did we just eat on plates? Right? Because at that point I've eaten. So I'm like,
My mom would have started looking like everywhere else. It's like, you got any more laying around somewhere?
I can't breathe.
I was just like, did you leave that from the night before? Or is it from today?
Dinner's at 8. Do not show up a minute early.
I know, right? I was like,
oh my God, I can't.
You know, and then Ricky's like, well, we'll just laugh it off. I was like, we're not laughing now. I'm never eating here again. Never. Never eating.
That's like never ever again.
Did I just, you know?
When I moved out to the Greenway house, you was talking about like sex toys, like swings.
Yeah.
I moved out in the Greenway house. I walked into the fucking bedroom. That was going to be my bedroom. And they had a sex swing just hung there. And the landlord was with us. And he came after we had already walked around. I was like, you got a swing in here. Yeah. They left it.
Yeah.
You can have it. He's like,
you can have it?
They left it. $250.
Trying to get first or before us. He's like, they must have left it. You can have it. I was like, all right. I ain't going to use it.
He's like, what the fuck?
It's not.
Landlord.
It's not really something you reuse. Like, nothing is a sex toy do you reuse. I'd be like, oh, this house comes with a bunch of dildos. You can have them.
The dishwasher.
It comes on the house. You ain't got to pay extra.
Be like, what is wrong with you?
I don't know. Our landlord, he was all drugged out. I think he did shrooms and smoked way too much.
Yeah, so he was cool with it. He's like, keep it.
I mean, he was an older guy.
I guess
he lived like next door.
The swing might be okay. You still have to clean it off, I would imagine.
But it was
no,
about
I can't.
about a quarter mile down the road or whatever. And he had fields with
I'm
like
gonna look at the floors.
And we met him outside.
Please stop giving me visuals.
And we met him outside before we went in. And he was asking us, like, y'all do drugs, y'all do this, whatever. He's like, no. And he's like, good, because I don't need the cops snooping around. And he's like, y'all grow any kind of gardens? I was like, what kind of gardens? He's like, vegetable gardens, flower gardens, herb gardens. He like emphasized. I was like,
weed, man, come on.
And he's like, there used to be an herb garden right over there. He pointed by a tree.
Yeah, no herb garden.
Some kind of herb you talking about? Of course,
we know what kind you talking about. How you roll up?
Over here and fucking red as shit. I was like, I'm sure there was.
There wasn't no herb.
I'd be sitting there going, so, like, is it more expensive because of the store?
It sounded like to me he was wanting you to do it.
Be like, is there some cameras installed in here or something? I don't know.
I don't know. He's like, better not have the cops sniffing around. I can't afford the cops sniffing around. Like, all right.
Like, okay.
Wait a minute.
House
I
like
said,
6 teenagers. You think what the cops snooping
I
around?
don't know anybody that's like, oh, I hope the police come by.
No one says that. Oh my god! I hope I
We're
see
renting
the
this
cops
out in the middle
today.
of nowhere so it can be a party house. We don't want the cops snooping around either, dude.
No one wants the cops sniffing around you when you ain't doing nothing.
Party house has got a sex wing in it. The party left. Like, they moved. They're gone.
They left it there. They probably on to New Horizons. Apparently, they left that there. They got new equipment being installed, I'm sure.
But if I saw something like that, I would instantly, because of my conspiracy theory self, would say they left it and they also got a camera we don't know. They waiting to see if we're gonna use this shit. They filming us right now.
I took it down and stuck it in the closet.
Right though,
but that bedroom had 2 closets. That's why I took it.
Those things are expensive. Yeah, you could got some money off of that.
I'll say. Oh Lord.
All right, guys, I better roll out of here. It's almost 2:00.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep, everybody.
Y'all, look at this thing. This is delicious.
I know. I'm going upstairs and get me one. My daughter.
I don't even like candy.
You suck that.
I don't.
Girl.
You listen. You want something?
The other one, the green one was good too.
Nothing like that.
But this is good.
At all.
I'm gonna drink some coffee. I'm gonna finish. I still got some editing to do, some alpha editing to do. Then I'm gonna carry my butt to bed.
I had to carry this old carcass to bed and put it down.
My son's supposed to come over tomorrow. Like I don't know why he don't come over to bother me.
Oh, somebody's going to be doing a reading of my short story probably next week. Harpies in the Trees. She's from like the horror tube thing. She's gonna be reading The Room Within.
Cool.
For her creepy reads. So yay.
You have to send the link to that.
Yeah, put it in
I get it out. She's gonna probably do it next week. She asked me because she read it. I'm like, go for it.
I read it.
Do. Shockingly, you read it because it's scary.
I'm dressing like her for Halloween.
Oh wait, Delata?
I'm determined to dress like her.
The next one. This.
Huh?
You just want to set it in the group?
For the next one for this deal.
Yeah.
Sorry, what are y'all talking about?
Whenever y'all want to, I don't care when, but yeah.
We'll get everybody together.
I'm employed, so I'm pretty much open.
Y'all have to always remind me, because seriously, I was thinking this was tomorrow. I messed up.
I mean, we can do it tomorrow if y'all want. I don't care. But
no. I'm just saying, like,
she thought it was Thursday.
I was on the wrong day. I spent most of the day up until I saw your message, fooling around with stuff and doing whatever, not even remote. That's why another reason why I wasn't ready. Why I don't have eyebrows and makeup and stuff.
Oh, I could do it. Again. I guess Sunday, Monday.
As long as it's not a Wednesday, for sure I can't, because I have
snowstorm coming this way, so I won't be going to work until Wednesday. So I could do whatever, Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure for me about Monday though, because I have to record on Monday. Wednesday definitely out the question. Under no circumstances.
Tuesday, everybody looking like.
I'm good.
Tuesday works. I don't know exactly what time or whatever. I have to look at my wife's schedule for Tuesday, but
yeah.
I mean, if anything, same time. If she has to work.
Well, what's wrong with Friday? Because people might get used to us showing up on Fridays at the same time.
I could do that.
I mean, we could do Friday, but DL might have to be late, like 10, right? It means we might do less episodes if we.
I was about to say it'd have to be. I don't know. It depends, like what my wife's schedule is. She's at work. I can't do it until
Friday. The only reason I can do Fridays usually is because my little brother don't go to work. So,
but this is good for me too, because the time 10 o'clock, I am not obligated to anything else at that time. So usually when I reach 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm working on stuff that I needed to catch up on. It's not anything that's dedicated.
Okay, well, let's stick to Fridays then. Everybody's
good time for me.
I don't care. It's up to y'all.
I mean, we went 4 hours today. I know the first one went 2 hours, so we probably could have gotten 2 done today.
We could have, but we started talking.
We could
Yeah,
have.
so-
I like the idea of one episode at a time, though.
So
fine.
next time, I mean, if we
But
keep
we might
on
need
or
to
whatever
do-
and not stop, we
We
can
might
get
need to do more than that.
2
Barrett, don't you have to? You got surgery and you won't be able to do them, right? For a little bit at least.
I do. I have one coming up in February, 3rd week of February.
Yeah, I think he told me something like that.
So we can try to get it done by then or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can do it. I'll probably have to do it from bed, and I definitely won't have a light. So it'll be me in the dark, sitting there like, hey,
I
everybody.
only like right now.
It's a mystery.
On those good
I had-
drugs.
As long as you're feeling okay, we don't care.
Son of a bitch. I could do this from my. No, I can't. I was saying I could do this from my bedroom, but I can't.
That's where I'm at.
My no, the kid has the laptop
Oh
because
yeah.
I could put the big screen on, but then he has the laptop, so I could play along if I was in the chat, but I couldn't be on camera from the bedroom. Damn, because it was really hard for me to see stuff.
Yeah. Big TV will help.
No.
It did.
Big TV helps.
Well, I love everybody. Stay well. Stay healthy.
Yeah,
Wash your dildos on the top shelf, everybody. Top shelf.
Apparently,
everything
you just leave them in there for everyone to see when
Things
you're
melt on the
having
bottom
a dinner.
I used to have one of those things for like bottles. You put water in, stick it in the fucking microwave to fucking purify it.
Put it on there.
What's that called? I don't remember what it's called. But it was like use that steam to clearing off all the fucking germs and shit.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I never heard of that.
I used to have one. You put all your like baby bottles in, stick in the microwave. With
Clean
some
out
water.
the
I
microbials.
had one of those for my kid. Aphrodite Lee. Oh, I see you, goddess. Yes.
And goddess, we
Yeah,
trust.
goddess.
That's right. All right, guys. Good night.
Love y'all. Take care.
Yeah, see you next time. Bye, everybody who's watching. Go watch
Bye.
it later.
See you in the next episode.